What's up, good people? We in the building. Be letting me know the few people that, gotta give it some time for people to get in here before people can really let me know how it sound. Had to go buy some more equipment, but we getting it in, we getting it started. Joe Biden is the president, by the way. That's just in case you haven't heard. But we're going to be getting into a few things today. Y'all see the topic, you see the thumbnail, so you know what we're going to be talking about. I probably will touch on the election. I got political content coming down the pipeline. Me and Little Big Nate going to be back doing some things together again. Just that's brewing, that's coming down the pipeline. But either way it go, be that as it may, let's get ready. Let's get started. Let's get it. Strap on in. You know what time it is. Let's go.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mumia Obsidian Ali. You know who I am. I need no introduction, right? And you're listening to the Grown Man Hour with my man Bernard Riley, heard weekdays right here on YouTube. What do you think about that? How about that? Now let's get back on with the show. Thank you.
What's going on? What's up, good people? Welcome to the show. As you know, I've been having to buy some new equipment. Had to buy a new computer. That laptop was not acting correctly, so I had to do some things differently. I still got the laptop. I might keep it. Might take it back. Might keep it. Might take it back. I don't know for sure. But I had to go buy you can't see it, but I had to go buy a computer. It's right there. It's just barely out of the shot. I had to go buy a new computer. I had to get everything set up. So I hope the sound and everything is good. Hoping things will be back to normal. Around here. Shout out to those of you that made it in bright and early. The Mac the Trucker in the building. What's going on? Michael Ross in the building, came through bright early, sharp with a $5 super chat. I appreciate that. We got Michael Merriweather in the building, says this should be interesting. I hope so. I'm hoping for a good, interesting show. Where y'all can give a lot of input to it as well. And we're going to be talking about the whole casual sex game in Black America. As a lot of you know, I recently removed myself from that game. Not MGTOW Monk, but I think I removed myself from the casual sex game because like I've mentioned before, I got one woman that I deal with. I don't even trying to stop saying the deal with word because she's my actual woman. It's a thing. It's a thing. That's a thing. But that deal with word is ingrained into my vocabulary because post marriage, that's all I was doing with people. I was just dealing with them. Hey, we just dealing with each other. We just kicking it. We just talking. We just chilling. We coming through. We Netflix and chilling before. I remember when Netflix and chill wasn't even a social media ruins everything. Like you used to just be like, you used to tell a chick that, hey, come through for, let's just watch some Netflix and chill. And it wasn't a overt sexual pass you were making at her by saying that. You weren't making an overt sexual pass at her. But then social media just killed it. And now you can't even say that. You can't even just casually ask a chick to come over for Netflix and chill. Somebody said I fall through. Thinking my creator said, thank you for the range. No problem. No problem. The unspecialist in the building. This intro low-key fire. Oh, yes. Thank you very much. The main long version of the intro is even more fire. That's on my main. Well, that's on the page right when you come on the channel. That's the highlighted featured video. That's the original intro. I had to stop using it when I do the show because it's a copyright strike in it because I use a wonderful Aloe Black song. That intro was made by SKC, the one and only. He kills it on the intros. I recommend him to everybody. That's who you should go to get your intro work done if you're trying to get your intro game up. I definitely highly recommend that. He does a great job, does great work, but I'm upset that I had to stop using the main intro because it was a copywritten song in there. But my main man Snuggles in the building. He says, lies. I told you to go to bed early. You let me down. I didn't have anything to watch yesterday morning. And by the way, who is trying to out $5 me? Hey, I don't think Dollar Washer, the only one who could out $5 you. Dollar Washer. He's the only one. He is the only one who can out $5 you. Dollar Washer will hit you with that 5 all day, but no, you the $5 super chat champion of the world. I think you got me up. You think you hit me with like $50 in one live stream on some $5 super chatting. So yeah. And shout out to Big Ike. Shout out to Big Ike. Just sent an obscene amount of money on my Cash App. Shout out to Ike. If you haven't seen my one-on-one with Ike, definitely go check that out. We had a good discussion. I actually started today to just follow up that discussion over here because it was such a good discussion. I probably will do a formal follow-up show to that one because we were talking about individualism versus collectivism. And it's so much to that. And we did a good job of trying to go outside of ourselves as individuals who got a bootstrap mentality. Like I talked to y'all about how last year was the first official year where I didn't make a single penny working for somebody else. And so I planned for that to be the modus operandus around here for the rest of my life, to not have to work for nobody else. And when you have that mentality that, yeah, you can view things in a collective type of way, but Black people go to the moon with the whole collective business. They go to the moon with it. They don't they don't understand how it works. But we broke a lot of good things down. Misogyny War came in there. I don't know what to make of this guy. I really don't know what to make of this guy. But it was a good conversation. He contributed well to the conversation. He tried to throw us on an unnecessary curveball, bringing in the whole African immigrant thing. But yeah. So we went back and forth about that. But overall, I didn't know he was a PhD. He's apparently an intelligent guy who says some crazy stuff from time to time. But yeah. Oh, Michael Ross is challenging Snuggles. He's challenging Snuggles to the $5 super chat challenge. You don't want to play them games with Snuggles. You gonna $5 you down. Who is this? King. That name sounds funny. King Dadango. King Dadango. That sounds funny. He says for the algo. Oh, I don't know what the algo is. I don't know what the algo is. See, I be slow in the morning. But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Coming through with the 20 piece. Appreciate that. He says, is that a challenge? Challenge. Are you putting out? He says, no, he says, is that a challenge you are putting out? Are you going to test the gangsta? Don't do it. Don't do it. Somebody put a hat over top of that. When the hair hat will not suffice, you just go with the regular hat. Understandable. Either way it go, that scalp will not see the sun. It won't. She will not let it breathe. It will. That scalp is just thirsting for oxygen. It just. Either way. All right. Shout out to Stoic One in the building. Shout out to Stoic One. Let the sunshine. Let the sunshine. Let the sun shine in. The song ain't had nothing to do with you in the hats or hair hats or whatever you opt to cover your scalp with. Lisa Edges says with the vanishing hairline. What's my topic? I like that I saw y'all brought your intro back. I like that. I'm gonna do some content on that intro. I don't even know what I came here to talk about today right now. Oh yeah, what was I saying? I had to look down. I had to find some notes. I know I had a topic. I look on the screen. What we talking about today? Thank God everybody who came on in. Hit the like button. I don't even think I've hit the like button. I don't even believe I've even tagged the video. Shout out to Ike. Sent an insane cash app. Let me do some real quick perfunctory. I don't even believe I've even tagged the video. Hold on. Yeah, I do sound good. Everything sounds good. All right. 93 people in the building, only 36 on the likes. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Hit that like button as we get things going, as we get things started here today. Get out of there, Stoic One. Do not be insulting people. The scalp abuse is common amongst Black women. He said that photo, they says to George, look like she's a UPS driver. Hair-hatted sex is the topic. Yeah. That's what the breakdown need to do videos on, the methods of keeping your hair hat on during sex. How do you keep it on? Like this, how to if the guy get too into it and he mess around and start trying to pull some hair. How to do a quick counter on that one to make sure that you don't be in there with some Allen Iverson braids in mid swing. how to counter the hair pull. They need to do videos on that. Oh man. All right. We're just supposed to be talking about the casual sex game in Black America, because that's what it looks like. Black America mostly is just turned into just a casual sex cesspool, so to speak. It's hard to measure. They try to say that, some people have tried to say, we get married less, but people are cohabitating. And then shout out to SKC who unearthed the data on that. When it comes to cohabitating with children, Black people actually do that less. So they have to try to argue that, what the hell, Omega Dregs, get that out of there. They'd have to argue that we apparently some way somehow are cohabitating without children, but not with children more than everybody else. So it's a weird thing where the reality is reality, that is just it's a casual sex marketplace. That's just the reality of the situation. And like I mentioned earlier, I took myself out of that game because post-marriage, I was all about that game. Enjoyed that game. Things I didn't like about it. Things that I didn't care for. That's where I was, it was like the lightning round, learning a lot about women real fast and real quick on the fly, because you learn women from one aspect, being in what was a 12-year relationship. You're learning a lot about that particular woman that you're dealing with. And, you're learning the whole responsibility, family man aspect of it. But it is a different monster dealing with women when it's all casual. That's where if you're doing it wrong, the whole finesse thing can happen. And this sort of alludes to, I don't even want to know how deep I want to get into this, because me and ARC got a one-on-one tomorrow on his new book, No Free Attention. And so I don't know how deep I want to dig into this, but yeah, you could be doing it wrong. There's a whole finesse aspect of it. There's a whole, women trying to get as much as they can out of a guy without giving up sex. Guys trying to get as much sex as possible without with spending as little as possible. We obviously understand how that goes and how that works over here. Shout out to, oh no, I thought I saw Ike in the chat. Shout out to Ike. Saw Ike in the chat. But yeah, we understand how that works over here. Now, I've been hearing some interesting conversations going on about this. Where somebody has said and has ultimately pointed out that, the guy who's out there trying to lie to women to get sex, which I don't think that happens as much as people say, but I might get into that later. But the guy who's out there trying to lie to women to get sex, so what if that guy is getting finesse, if that guy's getting dinner hoard, if that guy, if that woman is doing whatever she's doing, he's out lying, trying to get something from her. So what if she get whatever she get from him is two people trying to finesse, may the best finesser win. I actually think that's fair. Like that conversation came up when that Janae chick that Solo had a little back and forth with. I think I said her name right. I think it's Janae. I don't know. But I saw her and Jessica X in a conversation, and she was essentially laying out that argument. That the guy is out there just trying to use that woman. So what if she uses him for whatever she wants to use him for, without giving up anything, because he was trying to do the same thing. I call it set up the way she set it up. I understand, but it's still a flag on the play right there. It's still a flag on the play right there. Because the guy who is strictly interested in casual sex, just pure, strict casual sex, that's all he's into. That's all he's trying to do. That guy typically has a playing the numbers game. He has a on to the next mentality. He's not the guy. He's not that guy who's out there big spending. That's typically not the guy. Typically, not all the time, but that's typically not the guy who's out there paying for 4 or 5 dates before sex. The casual sex artist. He's typically not out there doing that. So that's where I felt like the Janae chick was doing a spin move. Because the guy who's paying for all those dates and getting finessed, that's the guy who typically does not have a amazing, extensive casual sex rotation. That's the guy who, if he could get that woman, he will accept that sex in any context, whether it's casual or not casual. So reality is they're lying and finessing, in my opinion, the decent guy. The guy who ain't decent when it comes to all of that, he's not going to even put himself in position to get finessed or done any type of way. But it's like they look at those guys and justify them screwing over the more decent guy or the more non-select guy, the guy who just don't got it like that. It's like they look at what the high on the sexual pecking order guys do and use that as an excuse to screw over the guys that aren't high on that sexual pecking order. And what they screwing them over for, and she was in this conversation that I'm referring to, she was essentially defending Shira 7, who says the most obscene things, lie and get pregnant on purpose. Is he a good provider? Go ahead and get pregnant. He don't want to marry you, get pregnant, trap him. Like I literally heard her say that in the same live stream. She literally said, oh, he want to marry you, but he making you sign a prenup. Okay, just Google how to get out of a prenup and go ahead and do it. Like she's defending that. It's like you can't compare the two. Even if guys are out there lying, trying to get sex, like I think that's a small lie. I think that's a pretty small lie compared to those type of lies that they justifying. That's almost like that Chris Rock joke where he said men lie the most, women tell the biggest lies. Like the man's lie is, oh, we was watching football. I was at Paul house. We was watching the game. That's the man's lie. The woman's lie is this is your baby. That's the woman's lie. This is your baby. Like look at him. He looks just like you. He has your hat. Like like that's the woman's lie. That's how women lie. Men lie the most, women tell the biggest lies. Shout out to my man Roast Master 1. Says, sup, bro Bernard. Shout out to Roast Master. Who else we saw in here? I found out about witchcraft. I didn't know witchcraft was in her repertoire as well. I had no idea. I just found I could see it. I can see that. Look at that. You got some disagreement with the small lie. Yeah, compared to lying and telling somebody it's their baby when it's not. Yeah, just lying and saying you was at Paul house watching the game. Yeah, that's a small lie compared to that. Yeah. Lying, pretending like you actually love somebody while marrying them and Googling how to get out of a prenup before you sign it. Yeah, those are life-changing, human being creating lies. They're bringing, yeah, no, those are bigger lies than I was at Paul house. Yeah, all day, all damn day. Happy Friday Eve. Man, you just made my whole world start spinning when I saw Happy Friday. I'm like, dude, it is not Friday. I was trying to find the calendar. I was trying to get on my screen, try to find the calendar. I got all thrown off by that one. I got thrown off real big by that one, but you missed that. Happy Friday Eve. Shout out to Coach Ali in the building. Shout out to you. I know I saw Pablo in the building. I already responded to that one. And Conservative in the building. Lying for sex is not like ruining a man's life. Yeah. And like I've said before, I've said this, that most men don't really lie. I know that's a little shaky to say don't really lie. And I'm going to bring ARC on. And ARC, shout out to him. ARC coming on tomorrow. He draws a hard line on that, and I respect his hard line that he draws on that. But most men are bare minimum vague. They on some what's up, come through type stuff. And vague about what's going to happen when you get there. Even if the woman, which they normally don't nowadays, but even if the woman asks a more concrete question about, what it is that you want out of the situation, what are you looking for, where are we moving towards, or this or that, and then the guy gives a vague BS answer. Well, I don't know. I gotta see, if things right, if we connect, or blah blah blah. It's possible, but I don't know if I meet the right person. Maybe I would, blah 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 blah. The vague BS answer, she knows it's BS. She have a need to not feel like she's giving it up like a slut. So that vague answer gives her little plausible deniability to just go ahead and do what she wanted to do anyway. But if she ain't really feeling him like that, she's not going to accept that vague answer, and then she's just going to move on and be on to the next. I've had plenty of women, not really accept a vague answer. So a guy can stay in that vague, I'm not going to give you a definitive answer of what I'm looking for while I'm rubbing on your thigh and kissing on your neck. Like, men play that game. And you got to be careful with that one, because I don't believe in a full-blown, flat-out lie. But I have done the don't answer the question method. I have done that. But the flat out lie and lead a woman on, like you literally leading her on, she literally think that it's going somewhere. That normally, no, I don't condone that one. I know some dudes do. I don't condone that one. Mr. Albert says, let me just enjoy the D and be quiet. That's honestly what a lot of them do. That goes back to the topic, this casual sex in Black America thing. Is casual sex in Black America. We it's like they know who they want to have sex with. They know if they want to have sex with you. They come over to your house. They normally don't ask an important question, the important qualifying questions. And then they try to spin it in these conversations as if they literally withhold sex until they hear the man give his 5-year plan and let her know how she's included in it. And only then do they open their legs and have sex. That's how they spin it. But we know that that's not the truth. They like a guy, they hang out with a guy, they kick it with a guy, they chill with a guy. After a day or 2 or 3 or however many, then they at his house, and then it's going down. No terms and conditions were discussed. That's typically how casual sex happens. I do respect the game that ARC be spitting when he's talking about laying out exactly what your intentions are, exactly what you want, exactly how you want, laying out those exact terms and conditions so there can be no misunderstanding. I do respect that. But the fact of the matter is, women like to be in that vague, they like to be in that vague state. They like to be able to say it just happened. they like to be able to say, yeah, well, the vibe was right and there was a chemistry and one thing led to the next. So you got to create the vibe right, chemistry, one thing led to the next circumstance or situation. You practically have to create that. That's typically how it goes on in Black America. He said a woman will sleep with you for 6 months without knowing your last name. Woo. I'm trying to think. I was trying to think the longest me and a woman had a sexual thing going without without that information. I kind of like to get that information. I kind of like to know what's going, But anyway, Native Arraign says, "Big Money Bernard, old man voice. Man, get out of the hair. Get out of the hair." I like how you spell Bernard. They spelled it like how Jessica X said, Bernard. Don't you? Bernard. You put that U on it. You said it like a Brit. One chick called me Gonzalez. She'll do it without knowing your first name. Nah, I ain't never clowned that hard. I have never clowned that hard. No woman wants to feel like a nigga used her or played her. Well, that's interesting because I asked you a straightforward question one time. How many times have somebody who you otherwise didn't want to have sex with lied? How many times somebody you didn't want to have sex with lie to you to get sex? Did I say that right? How many times did somebody you didn't want to have sex with lie to you to get sex and you actually had sex with them? See, somebody you don't want to have sex with really can't lie to you to get sex, and men are not just coming out flat out, full blown, 100% putting it out there. They want a full-blown, full-term, full-time relationship, and it is what it is. They put it out there in a casual way where they don't bluntly, boldly say what they're looking for. They don't bluntly, boldly say it because they fear that you're going to feel like you're being talked to like a whore, and then you're going to be out. So they put it out kind of smooth. That's really the name of the game. To ask her for some casual sex, but do it in a way to where she don't feel like a hoe when she say yes. That's ultimately the game. That is ultimately the game. Sister George just asked for the link, so I'm gonna let her go ahead and fly in on her broomstick, and there go the link. There go the link. Shout out to who was that that sent that super chat? Who was that sent that super chat? That was Black Wolf Inc. in the building. He says, call us the plumbers over here. Call us the plumbers over here at the Grown Man Hour, because we not only can lay pipe, but also make that water work. Shout out to Black Wolf Inc. in the building. Shout out to Black Wolf Inc. in the building. All right, what the hell you want?
Good morning, little Teddy Ruxpin. You
Don't put little before my name under any circumstances. All right, back. We back. What's up? What you got? You were prompted to come up. Something sparked or triggered you. You coming up angry, or you coming in peace?
I'm always coming in peace, Bernard. Even when you're full of shit, I'm gonna be in peace.
Okay. All
Oh,
right.
you getting to the jack early this morning. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Look
this
it
is called
up.
coffee, but with some little dust on my.
She don't know how to wash dishes that good. Yeah.
No, yes, she do. She
Not
don't
if it's
even.
something still in your cup.
She don't even live.
Okay.
She don't even live here, but she washes dishes here more than more than I do. So she washes.
Uh, then you must got a sink full right now. That's interesting.
That's actually accurate. That's actually accurate. It's a
Nasty ass.
yeah,
Wash them
yeah,
damn dishes.
yeah. No, make the kids do it. I don't wash dishes around here.
Oh,
Is the kids gonna do it or she gonna do it? Somebody gonna do it. All right. Infinity MFG says, just here to support drop off. Let's hear it for quarantine and being able to watch it live. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. But all right, what you got on the topic? Casual sex in Black America. What you
okay.
got?
So when it comes down to the lying aspect of it and being vague, okay, if you approach a woman and you say, you want to have sex with her, you want to take her out, you want to have sex with her, and let's just say it's your first or second time meeting her or whatever. Let's say you meet and y'all talk and then you tell her, okay, you've already determined whether or not she's in whatever lane. Just like a woman knows if she wants to have sex with you within the first few minutes of meeting her, men also have categories where they put women within minutes of meeting her as well. Um, Most men don't determine that they really want the woman, like, really, they're not going to tell her um, that they just want. Most men be vague because they're not going to tell her that they just want casual sex from her. So men are vague and they'll say things like, "Oh, well, I really like you. I think you're really pretty. I think we should really get to know each other and let's just see where it happens from here." Meanwhile, in the back of their mind, they know exactly what category they have this woman into. And most men, if they put you in a certain category, you don't usually elevate from those categories.
That's not
If a
necessarily true. That's not
Okay.
that you was
Well,
doing
well,
good into that part. That part
well.
is not necessarily
Let's
true.
just clarify. Let's just clarify. Okay. So most men don't meet. Well, I've had men. Oh, well, no, I won't get into my
Okay,
personal business.
y'all hear the fuckery trying to like bust
I
out of her
won't
like
get.
the alien. It's like alien, like the fuckery just trying to come
No,
out. You can hear it. Like,
but
go ahead.
with men, if a man wants casual sex versus if he wants a girlfriend, um if he wants casual sex from a woman, she generally does not elevate in her status um to girlfriend or wife or whatever. If a man's only seeking a woman out for casual sex, that's generally what he's going to do. He's not, if he's saying that he's not looking for a relationship, that's generally what he means. If he But I've said this before,
That's
if a man,
literally not true. I wasn't looking for a
so
relationship when I met my woman. I wasn't at all. I was looking for some casual sex, and our
okay.
casual thing turned into a relationship.
Oh,
So
so
she
you
can't.
had sex,
So she can't.
with her and then it developed into a relationship?
It gradually developed into a relationship after.
Okay, but how often did that happen when you just got out of a divorce? When you got out of your divorce, you were looking for casual sex because most men who get out of long-term relationships don't generally hop right back into long-term relationships. If a man gets out of a long-term relationship, he is usually just looking to bang. He's not
That hold on, wait. That was kind of my sideways, indirect way of letting them know that I only wanted it to be casual by putting an emphasis on. I got married at 19. I divorced at 31. I'm newly single out here. That was my little.
exactly.
That was my little indirect way of saying don't expect nothing serious. We just fuck.
Yeah, but it was still
But I didn't I
indirect.
didn't I didn't have the game or the, as ARC would say, the verbal seduction skills to say that directly, and then they still rock with it. So I had to say it
Exactly.
indirectly so they can get it planted in their head what it was,
No,
and then make a
no.
decision to proceed forward.
No, because what you probably did was be vague, like the guys that you're talking about. Oh, well, I
That
don't know
was
if you,
vague. That
yeah. So if you're being vague, then that's something on you. But if a woman likes you, now what you said about how many times have I given a guy sex that I didn't really like, but he convinced me to have sex? None. Um, but now with me, I don't have sex with a person I don't like. Like, period. Like, if I didn't like the guy, I'm not gonna have sex with a person that I don't like. And nobody can convince me to do anything that I didn't want to do. But I was in a situationship at one point, and the guy would
Just
tell
one,
me,
huh? Just one, huh?
yeah, just one, just one, and it lasted for a long time. It lasted for a while.
A whole
Where
3 weeks, huh?
don't play with me.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Mm. But the guy was intentionally vague, and like you said, it was some plausible deniability on my part because, like I said,
Thank you.
a woman does not want to feel like she's used. But now, on the woman's part, if she does engage into a situation like that, now I'm not saying it's not her fault either. I'm not denying any responsibility on her part, but it is also on a man's part. If he's being vague and she wants to buy into it, she will. But it took me a while to get it took me a while to get to a point to where I was like, okay, if a man tells me he likes me but he's not pursuing a relationship with me, then he doesn't want anything from me but casual sex. He wants to be able to do what he wants and not have any responsibility or accountability for my feelings or whatever I'm pouring into that, because he's already explained up front. Well, if he didn't explain up front, I should have known that. But like I said, you'll have men that are very persuasive. I like you. The guy was telling me he loved me. I was around his family,
Oh hell,
whatever.
no,
But you probably didn't do that. But I've
nah,
had
that's too much.
but that guy that I dealt with at that time did tell me all of these things, which kept me further invested into that. Um, Now he would say that he wasn't dating anybody, this, that, and the third, but of course that was a lie. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Hmm.
How old were you when you got to the point where how did you word that? You said you got to the point where you was
Well,
with,
where I understood that if a man wasn't saying, "Hey, I want you to be my woman. Hey, I want you to be, hey, let's go ahead and make this happen," um, as opposed to telling me things to validate feelings, as opposed to saying, "Hey, I want you to be my woman." It took me until I was about 27 to figure that out, and that was, I'm not gonna say I wasn't dumb. It was dumb.
all right, but the thing is, when you figured that out, so it just came down to a situation where, okay, he ain't saying what need to be said, but I just like him, so I'm just gonna go in and have casual sex with him anyway.
No, it was saying things that, like I said, he would say things to validate feelings as opposed to making it secure and making it actionable to where it was clear.
I know, but you
Uh,
just said, hold on, but you just said you knew it was some BS. But what I'm
yeah, I
saying,
know it was some BS after the fact, not while I was in it.
I know, but once you got to the point to where you came to understand that, oh, if they not just flat out saying it, putting it on the wood, I know that they just want to do the casual sex thing. So even though they wasn't saying it right, you still was going forward and having casual sex with them, knowing that they were basically being indirect, right?
Say that again, because like I said, if a man is sitting around telling you that he loves you and
Oh,
that
yeah, that's different.
yeah, so what I'm
Yeah,
saying
I
is,
can't go
but
to.
you do have men who will sit there and put will cap on those type of feelings.
Yeah, but are you
And
talking about like 3% of men? I don't know how many men
I'm not
pursuing
talking about
casual sex.
3% of men.
How
Now, if
many
there's a
men?
certain type of
Hold on,
man,
hold on. How many men, while pursuing casual sex, will literally enunciate the words "I love you"? Come on.
I think it's more than you think. You guys seem to think that other guys will be honest with you about what they tell women, and I found out that's not the case.
How you
A ma-
find that out?
because I've talked to quite a few men. This is kind of what I do. This is like my lane right here.
So
So I've
men,
talked to quite.
okay. So men have told you that I lied to my friends about what I
No,
um
they'll tell me that they lie to women about what they will do to get sex. They will say they love a woman. They'll do whatever just to get the woman invested, because y'all act like men don't have seductive qualities, or
yeah,
like
they
men don't
do.
want to control, but y'all act like men don't want to dominate a woman in a way sexually, that they want to control that woman. So if you have Keisha over here Keisha's cooking and cleaning, she's running up behind you. Men get validation from that kind of stuff. And if they're able to do it with multiple women, that's ego boost. Men like their egos fed.
All right. So there's a percentage of dudes who know they don't want to be with a chick. They just pursuing casual sex, and
Now,
they will literally tell a chick, "I love you," just to try to get some
keep
casual
her in,
or
but to
keep some
keep her
casuals.
invested.
All right. There's a percentage that will do that. I'll lean with it and rock with it for now. All right, whatever.
But now,
All right,
now
well, hold on.
Bernard,
Black Wolf Inc. says, shout out to the broke down a super delusional perspective. Thanks, Black Wolf Inc. Appreciate
what,
you. Super chat.
Bernard,
Yeah,
what is wrong with Black Wolf?
I'm reading super chats. Calm down. Let me read my super chats. Nothing wrong with Black Wolf. I think he just described your show quite accurately.
Black Wolf probably described his mama. She the one broke down. She had him. I don't know. Black Wolf is crazy. Tell him to stop timing people out for no reason. He loses his damn mind.
Leave Black Wolf alone. All right. Fall back. The Mac the Trucker in the building with the super chat. He says, you don't have to do all that explaining with other races of women. They know what it is from the get-go when you start talking to them. I'm just saying, shout out to the Mac the Trucker in the building. Okay, something was brought up earlier that I'm sure you could relate to when they were mentioning how She-Ra 7 is a witch and do some witchcraft stuff. You so like as somebody who has de facto came out of the closet as being into some witchcraft, we know about your funny spaghetti that you be cooking up over there. Like what's the deal with that? What's up with that? What's up with these chicks that be into some old witchery type stuff? Like what's going on with that? You know a little bit about that.
Generally, from what I understand, and this is my own understanding of it, it's usually a women who've gone through a lot of trauma, sexual abuse, rape, molestation, whatever, a lot of depression.
All roads lead back to victimhood, don't it? Is no matter
well, you asked, and
no matter the amount of fuckery, we about to figure out a way to pin it on.
No, I'm telling you what's what. So, and you said this is what you wanted to know, so I'm gonna tell you. Generally, it's been.
Is that why you got into witchcraft?
Yeah, it is.
Holy shit! You just admitted it. Okay, I thought we was joking all this time. That changes things. Okay.
Well, I'm not. Well, and let me explain this.
No, I ain't no reneging from that.
It's not any reneging. There's differences between witchcraft and actually practicing spirituality. Spirituality does cause you to be accountable for everything that it is that you do. Whatever decisions that you make, how you allowed yourself to be victimized in whatever situations you put yourself into, that's what spirituality is supposed to balance out. Now, a lot of women will get into witchcraft because they do feel like they've been victimized. They want to feel powerful because they don't want to feel like the victim anymore. So a lot of them will say, as opposed to waiting for karma to hit your ass back after you victimize them, a lot of women will get into it to learn how to hex you, learn how to do all kinds of shit to you, because if you fuck them over, they're gonna fuck you back. And it's just what it is.
Okay, so was it abuse and trauma that led you into trying to figure out how to cast spells on niggas?
No, actually, it was trauma.
Why did you?
No, so I'm explaining. So, with me, I went through a lot of trauma. So 2017, and this happened within a month. I got fired from my job. My mom died, and my sister died in the same month, within 2 weeks of each other.
Okay, all right. Oh wait,
I
was joking with you until you said your mom died. I was pretending to be asleep, and you said your mom died. I do got sympathy for that one, but
yeah, my mom and sister died within 2 weeks of each other. Okay. So that was very, very traumatic for me because I had never experienced trauma on such a grand scale within that quick of a period. So that led me. Then at that time I was in that situationship. So
that was 3 years ago.
4 years ago.
4?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you and Curlin been together 5 years.
You a lie. You ain't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
If I was smart, I would have just filed that away in my back pocket, and then waited a whole month and said, how long you and Curlin been together? And if you would have said 5 years, ooh,
Why would I have said 5 years? Me and Curlin. Oh my
I would have had
God.
you so good.
You
I
wouldn't
would have
have
had
had
you.
anything.
I would have had you on record admitting that your situationship was going on while you was with Curlin.
Child,
Oh my
no man has no. You know what? I even acknowledged a man before Curlin. Curlin is the best man ever. Like nobody's fucking with him.
I agree. Hey, he's a great guy. We owe him a debt of gratitude. He deserves the Purple Heart for courage
Why
and
does
valor,
he deserve a Purple
bravery and
Heart?
honor. And after he marries you, we should see to it that a folded American flag is sent to his family. And yeah,
Hell,
I agree.
I'm the simp here. Like I simp for Curlin. Curlin's the shit.
I agree.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
taking a bullet. He's taking a bullet for all of us. All right.
But you know what? No, no more than your woman. Your woman has to put up with a lot. I
She's
mean, a lot.
she the happiest woman on earth. Happiest woman on earth.
You don't even believe that.
Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. Okay, so tell me.
She's been in this relationship for how long and you still haven't proposed? You just leading
Um,
her on, huh?
Tell me. No, I ain't leading her on.
When you gonna pop?
We making plans for our future. Fall back.
When you getting the ring? Did you get the ring yet?
Fall back. Ain't none of your goddamn business.
Free that woman. Free
No,
her.
she's free and happy as she ever been. My next question. So how many men have you successfully pulled the witchcraft voodoo doll hex on? Like, I mean, did it work?
Yes, always.
Explain.
What you mean? I'm not gonna sit here and explain my methods to you.
No, I mean, I'm just
Works.
explain what happened. Did he get struck by lightning? Did his dick fall off? Like what happened?
It fell off.
You lying. Good bullshit. Come on, for real. I mean,
I've never tried to hex anybody. What I've learned to do is remove myself from situations that weren't serving me. If situations aren't serving me, I'm not gonna allow myself to be victimized. And
that ain't witchcraft. That's called normal.
yeah, like I said, I'm not. I said I'm not into witchcraft. I practice spirituality. That's what I said.
But no, you admitted to being a witch earlier.
I'm not a witch.
Now you backpedaling. You admitted to being a witch.
Yet. I'm not a witch.
Oh, is it like levels to it? You don't got your black belt yet? Like
no,
what is? So what you got? Like a green belt in witchery? Like what's going on?
I am probably like what's the beginner? Like a blue belt, a green belt or something.
We'll start out white belt, then yellow belt when it comes to martial arts. Something like that.
So yeah, I would.
So you just at the make that funny spaghetti and trap a nigga phase of it. You not at make his dick fall off phase yet.
No, I feel like I'm a master of verbal seduction. So I just talk to niggas and niggas just fall, baby. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, let me. All right, I need a minute. Just mute up. Okay, seeking my creators. He said that's a waste. He said that's a waste of. Mute up. I got ready. Said that's a waste. Is magic and witchcraft. Ty City says pray for Curlin. Oh yeah, all day. We praying for him. We praying for him. But hey. Like I said, we owe him a debt of gratitude. He's a brave soldier. All right. The Mac the Trucker says Curlin did the Manosphere a great service. Yeah. Who else we got in here? There we go. Soul Provider speaks in the building. He says you buy those brooms on Amazon. What's the shipping like, Sister George? Yeah. So hold on, how did that work? Buying the brooms. You make the broom. You got to make it yourself, or you can't just. Or did you buy it and put a cantation spell on the broom and then you could fly with it?
Usually I'll get my brooms from Walmart and I will spray paint them black and I'll decorate it and carve whatever I want onto it. And then I
You
generally fly um about 2 a.m. to about 4 a.m. in the morning. Also known as astral projection, but never mind.
so you would be out there flying around in a cheap ass $5 plastic broom from Walmart. You can't even
No, only the wooden ones work best.
you can't even do it. You can't even do being a witch in high class. You got to be low class and low
Well,
class
I
and
get the
trash.
I get the good industrial strength broom, and that's what those are the ones that work best, especially the when you do your spells and stuff on them and you spray paint them. Yeah.
For some people, this conversation is scary. For me, it's really not because I don't believe in none of that stuff. I just make fun of it. So, like, I don't believe that people can actually summon. I don't know. I don't
Oh,
believe in
you
all.
don't?
I know I don't believe in all the cuckoo stuff like that.
Okay.
That's a bunch of
Okay.
crazy cuckoo nonsense. But it's definitely funny to play around with, and I do understand that y'all do be putting your menstrual blood in spaghetti.
Oh,
And
that's disgusting, Bernard. Stop saying that.
you well, did you? No, you didn't admit to that one. You didn't admit to that one. But somebody said to break down a witch's perspective. Oh my goodness, man. This is crazy.
Oh goodness.
But no, but explain that. Like I made a joke about it when I was talking about the yellow belt, black belt thing, but were you serious when you said you're not a witch yet?
No, I don't believe in like hexing and all that stuff. I'm not into that.
Okay, what exactly do you believe? It's something you believe in. It's something weird that you got some weird beliefs. I'm trying to pin
I
down
I
exactly
don't I
what
don't
it
think
is
my
that you believe.
beliefs I don't believe my beliefs are necessarily weird. My beliefs make me accountable for everything that I do. Every decision that I make, I understand
Yeah,
there are good
you
consequences or
giving
negative consequences.
you're giving us the pamphlet version of what you believe. Like if you went
Yeah.
to a Scientology convention or center, they give you the pamphlet and they're just talking about your greater self and connecting with the universe. And then once you actually get your foot in the door, you find out, oh, they believe in some weird aliens in our souls and shit. So that's what I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to
I have certain beliefs about okay. So what I believe in. Okay. So most people will tell you to ignore the bad things about yourself. And I'm talking about the inner. Like let's say you're jealous or you're hateful or you're manipulative or you're a liar or whatever. Everybody has those qualities. Everybody.
mm-hmm,
But most people tend to lie to themselves about them having those qualities. Most people will say, "Oh, I'm not a liar," but they'll lie about something simple. Most people say, "Oh, I'm not manipulative," but they'll manipulate in whatever situations to get what they want.
mm-hmm,
Most people will lie to themselves and say that they don't possess those qualities. Those are things that they ignore. What I do, I acknowledge that I have those qualities. Um, but I'm very honest with myself about who I am. So, like I said, most people are taught to ignore their dark side. And so, when you ignore who you are deep down as a person, you're good and you're bad. You have good qualities, you have bad qualities. But Christianity in America tells you if you do these things, you're going to hell. If you do that, you're going to hell. If you do whatever, you're going to hell. I don't necessarily believe that it's like that because like I said, everybody has those good and bad qualities, but most people don't acknowledge their bad side. I acknowledge that I have some ways to myself, but me being aware that I have ways about myself, I'm more cognizant of it and I'm less likely to do it because I know I do things intentionally. So if I say something fucked up to somebody, I meant that shit. I said it, I meant it. That's just what it is. And I don't have to apologize for the type of stuff that I do if I know that I'm not doing anything wrong because I'm intentional. Um, I acknowledge who I am. And with me, it's
right.
really okay.
So
It's just really acknowledging who you are and being very, very self-aware.
What I gather,
but I do believe
that,
in God. I believe in God. I don't know.
you don't,
Nowadays, I'm
you don't
not going to
believe in you.
necessarily shut up. I can't say nowadays that I necessarily believe in a heaven or hell, but I do believe in God. I do believe in a higher power. Absolutely.
Okay. So it sounds like your philosophy ultimately amounts to embrace the fuckery, lean into it, use it to your advantage.
Yeah.
And the outcome, if it hurts some people, don't be apologizing, because you did it on purpose. You knew what you did and why you did it, and it benefited you, so everybody else can kick rocks.
Now I'm not gonna say I just walk around hurting people for the sake of getting off. I don't do that.
No,
I
but for
don't just
your
walk
own
around hurt.
benefit, like you will manipulate for your own benefit. It's man. It's honestly, I do got to keep it real. It sounds like more or less what you're saying is what a lot of black women do, but you just lean into it and embrace it and just go for it. Like, it is what it is.
I think most people do that. Most people
Yeah.
lie for everybody lies for their benefit. Everybody manipulates for their benefit. Everybody does whatever for their own benefit. Most people don't care who they hurt in the background. What I'm saying to you
But
is,
hold on, it's levels to it. But this is an important question.
yeah, of
It's
course.
levels to it, but embracing it like that, does that make you do it more? Because
No, I said, if you embrace like who you are totally as a person, if you say, okay, I have these qualities, um, understanding that I have these qualities, then I need to be more cognizant. Um, I'm trying to give you an example. I can't really
just
give
give
you a
me an
good example.
example of somebody you knowingly, willingly screwed over for your benefit, thought about it, premeditated it, and then when you did it,
That's not
you just walked off whistling Dixie like nothing happened.
but you have to understand this too. I'm not a person that generally attacks a person. I don't bother people until they bother me. I try to use my shit as a defense mechanism as opposed to going on the attack. So, like I said, if you mess me over and I come back and I hit you in your gut, then that's because you messed me over. But when I hit you in your gut, I'm intentional about hitting you in your gut because you fucked me over.
Okay, now you're trying to spin it into something normal.
No,
If somebody, yeah,
that's what it is.
if somebody mess me over and I retaliate, if I do a direct retaliation to a direct action, I don't think nobody will say anything is wrong with that. So that, again, that's, you're going back to giving
Yeah, but
the pamphlet. You're giving the pamphlet version of it, the brochure, but the behind the scenes version of what you're saying is a lot darker. Hold on, but Jay Stokes in the building. He said black women have turned to witchcraft because they couldn't find a man in church. Fatal dose. He said, which god? Lucifer. I said Lucy for, but anyway. What do you think about that? What do you think about that super chat? They turn into witchcraft because they can't find a man in the church.
Oh, I actually think that's true. I think that is absolutely true.
Is that what you did, and did it work?
No, I didn't turn to a man. I didn't turn to anything because I couldn't find a man. Like, who are you talking? Like, not me. I never had no problem with finding no man. Let's go. Ever.
Okay.
Ever. So next.
Okay, yeah, that's unfortunate. Grown man business says, "Who hurt you?" is a shaming tactic, but it also an admission. Thank you, grown man business.
Oh, I thought he was asking me who hurt me. I was like, well, damn. I was gonna give him a list.
Well, no. If you said that I asked about the witchcraft thing, you said women turn to it because of trauma and abuse and all of that. You turn to it out of trauma and abuse. So I mean, it is a fair thing to say who hurt you. I mean, you talked about the guy, the situationship that lasted that you just got out of 2 years ago, and
you ain't shit.
You talked about that situationship that actually just ended late last year.
You are hell. You are shit.
You talked about that, but then you also mentioned that you lost one of your parents, and that also. So I mean that
and sister.
Oh yeah, that's wild. That's wild. So yeah, so I can see how that could make somebody turn to some crazy beliefs.
I don't think that's
Well,
a
okay,
crazy.
wait. Just ignore that part. Ignore that part. I can see how that can make somebody turn to just a whole different outlook on life and things in general. I could get
Now,
that.
I will say those situations happen so closely actually made me closer to God. But
What God?
e- my God, everybody has a different interpretation of who their God is. Just like you, don't get up here
That
and
that
compare who to who and who we don't
no
do that. That's ridiculous.
that's why I don't play the God game, because I feel like
You
if
just tried it.
if it's not a God from a particular from a particular religious doctrine, and then you just saying, no, this is just the God I believe in, you've basically created your own God and your own image of what you think a God would or should be. And when you look back at it, that's what I also think that they did in all the religious texts. They created their own gods based off. So everybody just creating their own God in their head. And that's part of what made me step back from the whole God thing. We don't know. That's where I'm at with it. Don't nobody know. And people just making up their own
Are you
little
an atheist?
kinda, kinda,
What?
kinda, yeah. I
You're
mean,
an atheist?
I don't like the word because it's such a negative connotation to it.
Yeah, it is. Because I
It's
just had a reaction to it. So yeah, it
yeah,
definitely is.
it's such a negative connotation to it. But an atheist is not that much different from an agnostic. You're just acknowledging that you don't know, and since you don't know, you really can't believe in something that you don't know that you don't know about. So if you're an agnostic, you're kind of an atheist. If you're an atheist, you're kind of an agnostic. You can't really
Well,
divorce
I
the two.
I kind of look at it like this. Okay. I feel like there absolutely has to be a God that exists. Otherwise, I don't feel like the earth would be here. We didn't come from anywhere. Somebody created us, right? I believe that,
Mm,
and I believe that wholeheartedly. I like with the things of like heaven and hell.
that's where it get
I
goofy.
Yeah, so when you talk about heaven and hell, and then when you go to the other side, and I'm calling it the spirituality stuff, the other side, they kind of make you acknowledge like everything you are as a person, who your soul is, like who you are deep inside. But it makes you acknowledge more so who you are on your inner.
Where did the idea, notion, and concept of a soul even come from?
You're right, but I
It
mean,
came from religious doctrines.
it
So you're
did.
doing the same thing that people have done for years. Judaism is just a branch of some polytheistic religion that existed a long time ago. Christianity was just another branch of Judaism. Mormonism is just another branch of Christianity, and eventually somebody gonna branch off of Mormonism. And people just and some people, and when people create a little spiritual, the God is in me, God is the earth, the universe, and whatever kind of spiritual mystic kind of God they conjure up in their head, they're taking what aspects of a previous religion that they liked, and they're keeping the parts they like and just adding more on to it. Sort of like what the Nation of Islam did with Orthodox Islam, if I called it by the right name. They
Right.
took parts of they took the Quran.
Hmm.
Okay, we like that, but we're going to add our own little stuff onto it and go forward from there. You know, that's so. So, in my estimation, everybody is creating gods and creating religions. And once I realized that, I was like, you know, I nobody knows, so it's just hard to pin down, you know, what to believe, why to believe, how to believe it. But when you say the universe had to have a creator, I can rock with that,
Yeah.
because I mean we have a universe here, even though there are books written by Lawrence Krauss. I take it you don't know who he is because you probably don't read that much, but Lawrence Krauss, he wrote a book called
Only the books with pictures, Bernard. You
right.
ain't shit.
He
You
said,
ain't never gonna be shit either.
he said you wrote a book called The Universe from Nothing, and he was explaining how it's possible that a universe can exist without an exact creator. There's some weird physics in there that's hard to, I can read it and understand it, but it's next level physics. It's hard to explain, and I'm not going to get deep into that right now because I'll fumble and mispronounce a bunch of words, and I'm not even going to do that. I have my limitations when it comes to understanding stuff like that. But there are, you know, it's kind of a weird thing to assume that the natural zero state of the universe is to not exist. Basically, when you break down the whole science, it seems as if it's the case that if there's a God, all he really did, or all it really did, is simply create the laws of physics and then just go, and then just let everything run on autopilot. I don't see the evidence of a personal interventionist God in a universe where upwards of 40,000 children starve to death each week or something like that. I forgot what the stats are. So, I mean, I have a hard time believing in that personal, all-loving God. But just as far as the universe having a creator of some sort, okay, I can rock with that. I can rock with that. But when you try to personalize it, then you have a really high burden of proof. And so nobody can prove that. You know, it's like, whenever I listen to somebody try to prove it, they cannot meet that burden of proof when it comes to proving, you know, the what's actually true about the universe and who created it and what he wanted and what book did he write and all that. Yeah, y'all getting goofy right there. But Mr. Shane Bitches in the Shane, I said Shane Bitches. That's wrong. Mr.
That's
Shane
not his.
Bitches.
What did
No,
you
I
call
said
him?
bitches. That's what I said.
Oh,
I accidentally said Mr. Shane Bitches. See, I thought you would find that funny.
I do.
Most black women view of the world is based on lies. Shout out to everybody who came through with the super chat. Nolan Baptist says, when women say who hurt you to a man, that shows that the woman just lost the argument because the man is giving facts and women can't handle it. No, they can't handle the truth. They can't handle the truth. Mr. Shane Bitch is in the building. Let me make this a little bigger for my oh, it's boiling. It's not making the part bigger that I need to make bigger. Shit. So now I just got to fumble. I'm trying to help my needing glasses and stuff. I'm gonna have to. I gotta quit boiling and set up an appointment.
Blind ass.
Yeah, man. I gotta let go and let God on the eyes.
You ain't shit.
I used to be agnostic. Then I went.
You're going to hell, Bernard. You're going to hell.
I used to be agnostic. Then I went to Catholic school and became an atheist. Good for you. Good for you. Grown man business in the building. He says, if getting a man have never been hard for you, is it safe to assume that keeping one is your problem?
Was my problem, Mr. Grown Man Business. Was my problem. And a lot of the things was with who I was choosing and my mindset at the time. So yeah, that was a huge part of my problem.
Translation, it was a part of her problem until she got the funny spaghetti recipe, and now she good.
Same thing happened to you, Bernard.
Me and her was together for a while before I ever ate her spaghetti. We was already a thing, and then because she never cooked spaghetti on purpose because like I had never heard of the funny spaghetti minstrel blood in the spaghetti recipe.
Why do you keep talking about that?
Because that's your thing. That's your thing.
No, it is not.
I never knew about that. I somehow made it through life without knowing about that, but she knew that it was a thing, so she deliberately didn't ever suggest or make spaghetti because she didn't want me to think that she was trying to do some funny business. But then,
Bernard, you don't think she can put it in anything else? Jesus Christ!
I thought it was something. I thought it was something mystical about the spaghetti.
Don't eat anybody's food if you're worried about witchcraft.
Well, I'm obviously not, because I just explained how my beliefs or lack of beliefs. But what else do y'all put the minstrel blood in other than spaghetti?
I don't know.
Chili?
I don't put Oh my
God.
God.
It'll blend right into some chili. Do y'all put it in chili? I know
y'all. Ask your woman. She cooks for you, right? Ask her what she puts it in. You said y'all are on y'all's way down the aisle.
I ain't say that. But
y'all not.
You said y'all can do it.
So y'all not getting you're not on your way down the aisle?
You ain't getting no definitive answers about about that from me. You ain't getting it. You can keep trying. You ain't getting it.
I'm trying to help Ike.
How you helping Ike?
Child, no mind.
All right. So spaghetti, chili, goulash, um,
Who was making goulash?
homemade pizza, and just mix it in with the sauce. So that's
Bernard,
what else do you what else?
have you ever poured water on blood?
Hmm?
Have you ever poured water on blood?
Not really. No, I don't think
Have
so.
you ever rinsed a cutoff?
Yeah, but I
Okay,
wouldn't.
so then you have poured water on blood. What happens when you pour water on blood?
I don't know. I don't remember.
It usually the blood
I
lightens
don't.
in color, doesn't it?
I don't bleed. I don't bleed much.
No, but when you have seen blood and you, let's say you rinsed a cutoff, the blood usually fades when it goes down the sink, right? Oh my
I
God.
suppose. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't
I mean,
know.
you would know. You be cutting open chickens and doing cantation spells and shit.
No, I'm talking as a woman
You
who
gotta.
still
You gotta clean
had.
up. You
Oh my
gotta clean up.
God,
You gotta clean up the chicken blood after the ritual. Like you would know.
Bernard, you ain't never cleaned your meat when you cooked it.
It'd be. I got it from the grocery store. It wasn't bleeding.
Bernard, you don't wash your meat before you cook it.
It's not bleeding.
I said wash your meat. That's funny. If have
Yeah.
you ever cooked a steak?
Of course.
You don't rinse the steak off before you cook it.
Yeah. But I
Yeah,
actually
that
did some
steak has
research and
blood.
found
Oh my God.
okay. Well, I ain't about to scare black people with that one. Because black people get weird
Oh,
with that.
about rinsing the meat off because you can be passing salmonella. Okay, I got
I
you.
mean, you're about to burn it at 500 degrees Celsius. I think you're gonna get all the germs that the water would have rinsed off anyway. If you cook your food right, I rinse it off out of habit because that's what us black folks was taught. But I've always asked the question coming up: if we're about to put this in some damn some grease, cooking at 450 degrees, what is this cold water going to do that the hot grease ain't going to do, or that the heat is not going to do?
Rinse your meat off, Bernard.
See, black people have no answer to that one. Actually, when I got older and Google was a thing and all that, I finally looked it up. I found out that no, they will. So they say you don't have to do that. I still do it out of habit because black folks, that's what mama and them said do. But I don't think it's as important as we think. I really don't. But
How's this man saying I can't cook? Like for rinsing meat off? Like, oh my God. Dude.
Okay,
You
Black
are
Wolf
so
says
funny.
Abraham had two sons. Isaac is the father of Judaism, and Ishmael is the father of Islam. Christianity completes the Trinity. They are similar. Okay, great.
Mr. Tolbert, I never said water does not rinse off bacteria. I never said that. It's just most people clean their meat before they cook it. They rinse their meat off before they cook it. It's just what we were taught. That's what everybody does. What's the problem with that?
Yeah, that's the problem. Black people do a lot of stuff that we were just taught and told to do, and we don't research whether or not it makes sense or not.
Yeah, I can understand that.
And we just
I'm
mind.
still rinsing my meat off. I'm still gonna do it.
Yeah, I mean, I for the most part would still do it too, but I know it's not.
Bruh, don't tell people you don't rinse your meat, man.
I know
You
it's
gotta
not.
rinse it from the pack. Like, oh
Yeah,
my God.
yeah. That's really the thing. I mean, when they got the little filmy looking stuff from on the pack, it's like, yeah, it just I don't like to look at it. But overall, I think we overthinking that when it comes to that. I mean, you about to burn it at 450 degrees Celsius. So there's that. A Black Wolf Ink in the building. He says the boogie down, a flip flopping perspective. Right
Oh
on. Right on.
God. Black
Lord
Wolf Inc. The
Commander.
crazy perspective.
Lord Commander in the building. He says something has to be eternal. I can hear you on that. Either the universe or this God. What do you mean, or this God? You mean or a God? Either the universe or a God. I can agree with that. The problem is people assign attributes and claim to know what this God wants. Bingo. I'm with you 100% on that. If something exists, something has had to always exist. So yeah. But to get all scientific-y and nerdy on you, Lord Commander, in science, we know that matter and energy cannot be created or destroyed. It only can change its form. So if something exists and it can't be created, that means that it has had to always exist. And if it can't be destroyed, that means that it will always exist. And the universe is essentially matter and energy. Therefore, the universe in some way, shape, or form has always existed and always will exist. And you don't necessarily need a magical creator with anthropomorphic characteristics and all of that in order to pull it off and create it. That's part of that's the bullet point pamphlet version of the argument. There's a lot of scientific math in there. This is George. What you think about what I just said right there?
I
I
think
think
you
so.
have.
Yeah. Okay, that's exactly what I thought. All right.
You ain't shit. Stop.
Hashim Nichols, there's quite a bit of information available on what you do not understand. If you have eyes to see and ears to listen, hallelujah, praise God. All right.
But what happens when that conflicts with information from all over the world? I mean, a lot of that information kind of conflicts a lot of ways. I noticed that heaven and hell is a concept that seems to be in a lot of religions. So I don't know.
Yeah. All right. What we got? Chef Turner Greens. He got chef in his name, so I trust him. He says, "Who the hell washes steak?" I understand, but you know what? When I season it, it's in the sink anyway, and it got the weird little package of film and all that stuff on it. So I do go ahead and rinse it off, but I don't think it's necessary. When you cook it, it's all going to fall off anyway. People disagreeing with me, but now Riley, I disagree with your brother. Right on. I mean, I'm with that. I expect, and I mean, I embrace the disagreement on that. There's been times when I've done some content and we've talked about that and had debates on that. SKC is my good sparring partner on those topics.
Did
And
this
so,
fool just ask, do I drink blood? Oh my God.
no, she don't drink blood. She puts blood in her
No,
spaghetti,
everybody, if you've
and that's
taken
how she.
communion, you supposedly drink blood when you taken communion. Now,
You are metaphorically drinking and eating the body of
body of
Christ. Yes. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
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 So if you go in there, yes.
Absolutely. So going back to what grown man business said about, okay, so you're good at getting a man, you're bad at keeping a man. So yeah, what did you?
Was bad.
I mean, well,
Was.
yeah. How did you get good at keeping a man?
Like I said, it was about acknowledging who I was, what situations I put myself in, and the type of people that I was dealing with. But a lot of it was on who I was as a person. So
Yeah. Did you drop the fuckery, or did you just find a man who will accept it?
everybody has fuckery. Everybody. When you get
Okay, so
into
it's the latter. You just found a man who will accept your fuckery. Okay.
but you have to find a person that you can accept each other's fuckery. Everybody doesn't do everything right within relationships.
Yeah,
Grown
but
man business would be able to tell you he's a married. Matter of fact, Bernard, you should be able to speak to this. You probably didn't. If y'all got divorced or whatever, you're not going to sit here and tell me that you were perfect in a relationship, that she was perfect in a relationship, but y'all dealt with each other's fuckery while y'all were there, right?
there's levels to the fuckery, like I
Yeah,
always
and
say.
it is levels to the fuckery, but you get with somebody who y'all can deal with each other's shit and y'all make life work. That's what it is.
Well, okay. Somebody who's used to giving a lot of shit, I understand that would be your philosophy because you're not going to change your shit. So the goal is to find somebody
Mm.
who can deal with your shit. Now, the $1 million question is, and this is how it normally happens when you're talking about people, everybody got to deal with somebody's fuckery, but whoever has the most fuckery and the strongest personality, that's the strongest, most dominant personality, that's normally the person who's exploiting, or exploiting is a strong word. That's normally the person
I
who
think
just
exploiting
running.
was the right word, to be
Okay,
honest.
that's normal. Okay, let's go there then. That's normally the
Yeah,
person who's exploiting the other person in the relationship. Now, you
I
do
think
have a
I
strong
actually
person.
agree with that. I
Okay,
agree
so
with that.
you all right. So you have a strong personality, and you've copped to all your fuckery, and you've embraced it, and you just so many words said that whoever you're with gonna have to deal with your fuckery. So, which means that you essentially just said that you're exploiting your soon-to-be husband.
That's not what I said at all. That's not what I said at all. I said you have to find somebody
Who can deal with the
if
fuckery?
okay, so I'll give you an example. I like to shop. Now Curlin and I are doing some things. We're trying to get some stuff in line because we have big moves. We're trying to make some big moves. But I like to shop. My fuckery would be I might go out and buy a pair of $70 shoes. I might not say nothing on Monday.
Hold on, real quick time out. Everybody, is this some? Just push one in the chat and be honest if y'all can hear static when she talking, because I can hear static coming from my speaker. So let me know if I need to turn the speaker off and use my earbuds. So just let me know. Just push one in the chat if y'all can hear static. Once you push one if y'all can hear static, two if you hear no static, or just type no static. But anyway, go ahead, says George. Oh shit, she forgot. She lost her train of thought. I'm sorry. You on mute?
No, I put my headphones in. Okay.
No,
So
I think it's only on my end.
oh, okay. I thought
I hear a lot of. Okay, come on. That's why I said be honest. Don't say he said I hear a lot of BS. No, I mean, do you hear actual static when she's speaking? Like, let me know, or is that just on my? Okay, Nick Penn. I trust Nick Penn. Nick Penn said too. I know the static of all the BS that's being said. That's a constant. We can't do nothing about that. But yeah, okay. I'm getting enough twos. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, now go ahead. Yeah, I know you lost your train of thought. Now it's over. We got to start a whole new subject.
No, we don't have to start a whole new subject because I didn't forget what I was saying. I was saying, okay, so I would go shop. So we're trying to do big things.
You don't got the braids under your wig tied too tight today. You got them loosened so you can remember a little better. Okay, cool. All right, carry on.
Oh my god.
All right, go ahead. You got it.
No, okay. But so my fuckery would be like, okay, I know we're trying to buy a house, and let's just say I went out and bought some shoes and I didn't say anything. Now I'm not necessarily going to lie. If he asked me, I'm not gonna lie about it, but me not saying anything right off would be an example of fuckery. You know what I'm saying? It's not anything that's gonna cause a big rift, but it'll be like, well, why the hell you ain't tell me you bought some damn shoes when you know you bought some damn shoes the other day or whatever. Curlin's would be Curlin does not wipe off counter. Well, that's not even that's I wouldn't even call that fuckery.
Say it. You his he don't wipe off what?
He don't wipe off counters for shit. Baby, Curlin would get in the kitchen, will cook, and he'll cook sometimes or whatever. We'll take turns cooking, but he will get in the kitchen. And I have to usually go back and clean up the kitchen like the way it's supposed to be cleaned up because Curlin ignores count. I don't know. That's the thing with him, but
okay. So his fuckery. Now I know you gave like the diet version of your fuckery.
Yeah, and it is diet version.
I know it's more fuckery than that. But the worst fuckery that you could pin on him is that he don't clean up as well as a woman.
I'm not saying that would be a good example of like
no,
shit that. Or
that's the worst fuckery you can pin on him that he don't clean up as well as a woman.
I'm not gonna sit here and air Curlin's and I's dirty laundry. We don't have any dirty laundry, to be honest. But it'll be a simple shit like that is a part of people's fuckery. Or certain things that they think they do and it's like, no, I don't know about that. Everybody has their shit. Like I said, you probably was controlling and crazy and manipulative as fuck.
Not at all. Not at all. I'm actually I'm probably more controlling now, if anything.
Yeah, we know.
But when I was married, no, I was the opposite of that. I was
so she was running over you, so she exploited your weaknesses.
Yeah. But I didn't know that they were weaknesses. I thought that I was doing what she wanted.
Do you see your weakness as fuckery?
How could, if your weakness is you have the thoughts in your head of happy wife, happy life, try to, accommodate her, try to give her what she wants, and you think that she's going to respect that and respect you and love you and treat you better because of that. If you got bullshit like that in your head, then no, that wasn't fuckery. That was me being what I thought was a good man, but it ended up being that she just viewed it as weak and she exploited it.
Did you feel like you were weak when it was like looking back at it now? Do you feel like you were weak in that situation?
While it was happening, I mean,
No. Looking back at it, do you
looking back
feel
at it,
like
yes, absolutely.
okay? So that was a part of your fuckery. You
No,
thought because you looked at
no.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. If you look back at certain things that you've done, then you can acknowledge that you were weak at a certain point, which is it's not maybe we're viewing fuckery as two different terms because you're looking
Exactly.
at
Hold on, because you're trying to do a spin move, and you're trying to take.
I did.
You're trying to take me bending over backwards to try to be a good husband and give her what you want and treat her right. You're trying to spin that around and call it fuckery, so you can say, okay, see, yep, both of y'all have fuckery.
No, but if you were
that.
being a weak man and she wasn't getting the dominance that she needed from you, then that was something that you lacked in, right?
Yeah, but hold on. Well,
Okay, so it's a part of fuckery.
no, it's not fuckery. You got to call it something else. It's not fuckery. But when I realized that it was being weak, that I realized that it wasn't going to work. It was not going to work. And then I started doing things different. I started moving differently. And then she had a problem with. She had a bigger problem with that.
Yeah, I bet you she did, especially after she exploited you for everything that she could. Yeah, of course she was gonna have a problem with that.
But even then, when I was moving, like I said, like the last few years of the marriage, I was in a place where I could pay 100% of the bills and everything. So I was doing that, paying 100% of the bills, but I was still on. I was on some. I ain't taking no bullshit. You know, we doing things this way, and that's what it is. And then it just became World War III in the house when she wasn't getting her way.
Because you switched up on her.
Okay, switched up for the better, you would think.
For yourself.
But
switched up
no.
for the betterment of yourself and your family. But if the man is supposed to be the lead, there's supposed to be a certain type of dominance exuded over the woman, right?
Yeah, but what
we find out to that.
No, it is buts to it, because what we find out, a lot of women don't want that. They want it, but they don't want it. They want it, but they fight against it. No, y'all fight and rebel against it. Don't make it seem. You're not about to pull
You fight and rebel against it with the wrong man. You fight and rebel against it with the wrong person. If it's not a person that's on does your woman fight and rebel against your leadership now?
No, because she's naturally a submissive woman. That's all she know how to do. That's it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. No, I'm not.
Go ahead.
Do you believe? Because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it. Women submit to who basically they want to submit to. We know who to play with, and I'll leave it at that. We know who to play with. We know who not to play with.
What you're trying to do is make it seem like being a submissive woman is something that all of y'all just got in y'all back pocket, and when the right man show up, then it's morphin' time, and y'all just gonna go turn into something that y'all are generally not.
So let me ask you a question. Has your woman ever been in a relationship with a man before you?
Yes.
Do you think she was perfect in all of her relationships prior to you?
Based off everything that she described to me, she's been submissive in every relationship she's been in, regardless of how decent the guy was. When the woman then that's her raw nature to be submissive. She's going to be submissive to a man as long as she's with that man. When she decides that this man is on some bullshit, I can't be with him no more, I'm going to get away from this man. The woman who's not submissive will get with the man regardless of how good of a man he is. If he's a good man, she still won't necessarily she won't be submissive to him. If she's a bad man, if he's a bad man, she won't be submissive to him. She's gonna be her same normal argumentative, combative, bitchy, disrespectful self, if that's just her natural zero state. At most, she will put on a good front, a good face for it. If she feels like if there's benefit to being with him, she will put her best foot forward. But people go back to their natural state.
But okay, I'll give you a good example. You know how kids behave when a substitute teacher comes around.
Okay.
Not necessarily the kids aren't necessarily bad, but their regular teacher might require or might have a certain amount of authority over them. They know who to play with. Like I said, people know who to play with. Um,
But see,
when a woman,
here's a problem with that analogy. When the substitute teacher comes there, yes, all the kids act a little bit better, but I guarantee the good kid who typically gets good grades, if they act a little bit better, they probably still not acting as bad as the bad kid act when the
but they
regular teacher
still
is there.
acted a little
They
bit better because
the
the
needle can
substitute teacher
move.
was there, even though they're a good
The
kid.
needle can
And you
move
just
a
proved my
little bit.
point.
No,
You just proved my
no, I
point.
didn't.
Yes, you did.
No,
Thank you.
I proved my point because I'm saying that it can temporarily fluctuate, but
Yeah, if it
but
fluctuate, then
the fluctuations are small. You don't go from argumentative, combative, purple weave, patent, out of pocket bitch to Disney princess, depending on the man that's in front of you. That's bullshit. Yeah,
I'm not saying that if you have a woman that is that horrific, then that woman is probably not going to attract um a certain type of man anyway if she is that horrific. But if a man is serious and on his business and he don't take no shit and he ain't playing no games, he's not going to seek that kind of woman anyway. But
that
let's
that
just
part is true. When a guy got his head on straight, he's not going to seek no out of pocket woman. But that's not the point. The point is
but
that
so so
this is
so
the main thing. Hold on, this is the main thing that you're trying to do here. You're trying to take accountability off of women for their fucked up behaviors and trying to say if a woman is acting fucked up, it's because it's something you're not doing as a man. But if you were masculine enough or dominant enough or led the right way or had enough bass in your voice or a thick enough dick, she would act right for you. But you just weren't doing something right. That's bullshit. When
I'm not.
people act the way that they act based off their character, which is a combination of their genetics and their upbringing. And if that comes together to form a fucked up individual, they're going to act fucked up in a relationship. Like so,
Was your wife submissive?
why? No, she was out of pocket.
And she was out of pocket because you just said that you were being weak initially in the
Okay, but
relationship, right?
I don't want to get too deep into her past, but the person she was with before me, yeah, they had issues. And I do know something about the guy that she was with after me because he did kind of some hoe shit that I but he when they broke up, he like reached out to me. Basically, he was just trying to get me to talk and confirm the stuff that she was doing with him was that the same stuff she did with me, but he went a roundabout way of trying to get, but I ain't throwing a bone. I just like, no. But anyway, he tried to reach out to me and sent me a message he found me on Facebook and sent me a message, and it was kind of some goofy shit. But the stuff that he said in there, I was like, yep, same person, same exact person. She is who she is. Her character is static. Her character is
Yeah.
static. Y'all are trying to create this thing where y'all trying to perpetually gaslight men into a state of thinking that if a woman is not acting right, it's something that you're not doing as a man. If you
but listen,
act right, she will act right, as if her character is contingent upon how well you nigga dance. That's some bullshit.
I'm not saying it's that all the way, but it does have something to do with what you're willing to accept and what you're willing to deal. It does have something to do with you also. If you are dealing with a woman that is not on your program and she is showing her ass and you are continuing to deal with her, that does fall back on you
Oh no,
because you're dealing with her.
That's a different argument though. That's a different argument. That is a different argument.
I'll concede. This is what I'll concede to. I do get the part that you're saying about character, but if you're dealing with somebody who does, if you've seen examples of where she does have fucked up character or characteristics, that is something that you're taking on. It is something that you're accepting of. And if you are accepting of those certain characteristics as a man, then that's still the onus does fall back on you as to what you will and won't accept as a man. A man who has his head on straight. Let me finish my point. A man who has his head on straight and is dominant and runs his shit, says that he is not going to put up with certain types of shit from a woman. Period.
Exactly.
No exceptions. Whatever. So
Exactly.
so
That's why
so it
I'm
leads me
I'm
back. It
divorced.
leads me back.
I'm div-
Wait a
oh,
minute.
go
Wait a
ahead.
minute.
Go ahead.
It
Finish.
leads me back to my first point. If
No, it
she
don't.
is, yes, it does. If she is showing her ass and she has this bad character or whatever, and whatever, then it does fall back on what you are doing as a man. Because if you're sitting there taking the shit and she's giving the shit and you sitting there crying and shit, then that's on you.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. I'm divorced for a reason, because I obviously wasn't going to take the bullshit. I tried to fight through, figure out the bullshit, and was doing the same nigga dancing you're talking about, all the way up into the point to where I was paying 100% of the bills, paying her. She had a business that wasn't making no money. I was paying the bills for her business, all the bills for the house. I was working third shift so I could be with the kids during the day. I was doing everything.
You was a good dude.
I did absolutely everything,
You were a
and
good dude.
that didn't. So when it came to dominance, masculine leadership, all of that, it didn't change. It didn't change her character. So I know firsthand, a woman is not about to change just because the guy has changed. Now it's a separate argument when you say it's on the guy to figure out what's going on and not deal with, don't tolerate, don't and make his decisions. And going to what you said, the guy who got it figured out, who got his head on straight going in, those out of pocket women, they don't even get to get close to him like that. So
Exactly.
so those out of pocket women, those are really the ones that be saying there's no good men, because
Exactly.
they don't get to experience a good man. And the only time that they actually experience a good man who's doing the traditional shit that a man's supposed to do is one who's traditional and competent, but he's weak in his dealings with her, and she's basically abusing him and saying that he's weak. But as soon as he stands up to her, then it's World War III. So
Yeah, because
so it ends up
she wasn't on the program in the first place, but she didn't want us to. I'm
hold on.
sorry.
It ends up being a situation where the men that got it together, that's doing it right, they can, if they do it right, they'll end up never dealing with a chick, especially not long term, that's out of pocket. And the woman who out of pocket will end up never dealing with a man who got his stuff together long term. So it's almost like those two different people never even see each other, which makes the whole argument null and void about how a woman is getting away with what she could get away with, but she wouldn't get away with that if you didn't do this or didn't do that. It makes the whole thing null and void.
Not to me.
Chef Turner Greens was he says, I was disrespected in a relationship because I cook. I love to cook, and black women looked at me as weak because I would cook with. All right.
He says, "What the hell?"
Because I would cook. What the hell? Yeah, that's weird.
Shaky.
They look at a lot of
That's
stuff.
shaky. That's not what made her see him as weak, and you know it too, Bernard.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to the next super chat. I bet it was
Yeah, I
more
bet.
to it.
Go on, get on up out of there,
No,
Bernard. Yeah.
no, it wasn't. Okay, it wasn't because he cooked. It wasn't because he cooked. I'll grant that. But he probably, it was probably some, I don't know. It was probably some other stuff, but who knows? I don't know where you going with it. You sound like you going way too. You going to the moon with that. That's what it sounds like.
Who, me or him? Because he
No, what are
sound
you
like he
talking
went to
about?
the moon.
What are you talking about?
If he's saying that that women, and he sounded like he was talking about more than one woman that viewed him as weak because he liked to cook. Don't that doesn't sound nice. That doesn't sound like a good situation at all, because he's saying there's more than one woman, and then it's not the cooking that's the problem. It's not the cooking that's the problem at all.
What's
It's
the
something
problem?
else.
What's the problem? Real quick, what's the problem?
Maybe it's the type of women that he likes to deal with, and men like to deal with some fucked up women too. It sounds like it's some of the women that he likes to deal with.
Okay.
He likes some city girls and expect them to submit. I got it.
All right, I'm just keeping moving. Friends with benefits, girlfriend, cohabitation, marriage. This should be the progression, in my opinion. Yeah, I can rock with that. I can rock with that. Says, but men and women both gotta be upfront and honest with what they want from jump. Shout out to you. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Black Wolf, he says the balk down a foul cuckling perspective. Shout out to Black Wolf Inc. Shout out to Black Wolf Inc. I know we got some more up in here. I missed some of them when I was trying to make it out the smoke cloud of fuckery that I was digging my way through. Jeff Turner back in here with another, and he says black women are nuts. All right. Give me a second. I'm a Z. He says all sisters call cops on bros who don't take they crap. Use that space bar, brother. Use the space bar. Oswald in the building with a super chat. Appreciate you. Who else?
Please highlight GA Boy's comment after. Please do.
I will. Black Wolf Inc. in the building says a good man for a woman equals dude that pleads guilty. What? Okay. Jaquez Retro, he says, so is the teacher that will fight the bad kid weak or strong? And why did the bad kid try the teacher in the first place? Because they were bad. Don't. All right. Roland Calhoun, he says, you want men to respect all women, but say that a man has to move in a certain way to get cooperation from his own woman. No, well, my take on that is a woman has to be cooperative in order to give cooperation. She has to be submissive in order to submit. She has to be feminine to show you femininity. They don't have an on-off switch. That is the gaslight bullshit tactic to get you nigga dancing. They don't walk around with it in their back pocket. Like, how do y'all even make the argument about the downtrodden woman, the Sealy from Color Purple, who the woman who just doing everything for this abusive man who cheating on her in her face, but she's still coming home, cooking and cleaning. She even got a job and come home and cook and clean and do all of that. Why is she doing all of that? Because she's submissive. Would she do that if she was with a decent man? Yes, she would be still submissive. She would still be a submissive woman, regardless of who she was with, because submissive women are just naturally submissive. Now, they do have to do like what you said about men. Men have to be very choosy on who they're going to be with in a long-term relationship, and a woman have to be very choosy on who she's going to be with in a long-term relationship, because you don't want to be, if you're naturally a submissive woman, you don't want to be with the wrong guy, and then you're submitting to the wrong guy. So you don't want to do that. But I don't think it's an on-off switch. I think some of y'all are just naturally just some high testosterone, out of pocket broads. Anyway, okay. I just found out broad was a cuss word too. I didn't know broad. Is broad like bitch? I just found that out when Kevin said
it's like a soft version of bitch.
Yeah, see, I didn't.
But you know what kind of messed me up is finding out that female is used as a negative. Like when women say, "Don't call me a female," I'm like, "Yeah, but you're a person with a vagina." Like,
I didn't know. Is this the one right here?
Yes, that.
Said, hey, fellas, some of you niggas are soft. I mean, it is what it is. Women know if you have bitch ways. Okay.
Do you agree with that, Bernard?
That some guys are soft? Yeah, of course.
No, that some guys are soft, and that women know if you have bitch ways. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, generally. I mean, I guess I would want to define bitch ways.
Like if a woman can run all over you, if she knows that she can do whatever and you're not going to do anything, you're not going to stop her, you're not going to set boundaries. That's when, like, if you're not setting boundaries.
Would a feminine submissive woman be with a man that she could run all over? And would she even try to run all over this man? She probably would look at him.
Not a feminine submissive woman. No, not at all.
Exactly. So you just refuted your initial argument.
How?
Because you're saying that a feminine submissive woman is not going to be with a dude that got some bitch ways to him. But your argument is that saying that woman who will get with a guy that got bitch ways that she can run all over.
That's not defeating an argument. That's saying that if a woman gets with a guy,
if she gets with him and she runs all over him, that means she doesn't have any feminine and submissiveness in her. Because a feminine and submissive woman will not even get with a guy like that.
Right.
So the
That's
woman
what
who
they're
gets
treating
with
you.
the woman who gets with a guy like that is inherently masculine and wants to be in that being over a man.
Yeah,
Running a man
I
position.
don't disagree with that at all.
Okay, so I guess the only thing we disagree with is that that same woman who wants to be in that masculine over a man, running a man, controlling a man position, that when she that when she meet the right man, that she's gonna just go through a metamorphosis and become feminine and submissive.
Oh,
That's the part where we
no, I'm gonna
having the
be honest with
breakdown.
you. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, like you said, there are levels to it. You do have some men that are softer than others, some men that'll let you get away with more than others will. That's true. I think that um there are some things that I pulled in previous relationships that I wouldn't dare pull now. But like I said, it's a you grow and you grow up. You grow up and you learn. I think that that's more so of it. I'm not gonna say it's a complete metamorphosis, but like I said, you do know who to play with. We women know who to play with. We know what we can get over on certain types of men. I think that's nature.
Yeah, that much is true, but I do understand that y'all understand that I can get away with this with this guy, or I can't get away with this with that guy because he might slap the shit out me or something like that. Yeah,
No, but no, it's not
I
even that.
understand. I
Eh,
understand that y'all understand that. I just don't like when y'all put it on the table that y'all character and who y'all inherently are goes through some type of change when you're dealing with this guy or that guy. It's like no, like
okay,
I don't accept no arguments that gaslight men. The only thing I will
I
say
can
to men is
understand that.
I will only thing I will accept is what you said earlier, is that when the man get to the point to where he on his shit, if he was on his shit from the start, he would have never ended up with that woman to begin with. But it was nothing he could have done to change that woman's character.
No,
That's what I'm
no,
saying. Like
no, no, no.
Russell Wilson, for example, or all the other professional athletes who had a wife that cheated on him for his with a teammate. I mean, you're talking about an NFL quarterback making millions of dollars, Super Bowl winning NFL quarterback. He couldn't be more masculine. He couldn't be more of a leader. He couldn't be more of the top of manhood if he tried, and she still fucked a teammate. So my argument is that woman is who she is, regardless of who she's with. If she only qualified, she didn't qualify for an NFL quarterback. If she only qualified for a dude that worked at Popeye's Chicken, she would have cheated on him with somebody that worked at Chick-fil-A. Like she,
Okay, that
so
makes sense.
that's where I'm at with it. Yeah, I can't make it seem like your character changes depending on the guy you're with. You're going to regress back to the meme of who you are that don't go anywhere.
That's
All right,
interesting.
all right.
I understand your
We
point more
got
so now, though. That makes
what
sense.
you say?
I said I understand your point more so now. That makes sense.
All right. 2 tickets for the excuse train, please, conductor. Shout out to Mr. Tolbert, aka.
Whatever, Mr. Tolbert. Oh, a cup of damn coffee.
He says now we are on the BFF Express.
Come on, choo choo.
Right
Come
on.
on,
Charles
Vagueness.
Merchant in the building. Appreciate the super chat. Al Buggy in the building. He says, drop the Funk Flex bomb. Shout out to you. Somebody says, oh, baby. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. You like it raw. All right. Cool. Good to know. Good to know. Good information. Good information. We needed to know that. We needed to know that. Came through here with some ODB. All right. Sierra is a perfect actress. Uh-oh. Yeah, but you know what? Her character really didn't change if we're going to use that example. She was still on
Mm,
Twitter arguing with her baby daddy, embarrassing the
mm,
shit out of her husband.
mm.
You know? Sister George's character ain't changed. She didn't embarrass the shit out of Curlin plenty. Oops, I mean to say that. I mean to say that.
How I embarrass Kerwin?
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
I don't argue with my baby daddy on social media.
You ain't never
Now you know what? And to be honest
you ain't
with
never
you,
embarrassed that man.
it'll be like people will be coming for me, and I actually feel bad like when I go off, right? And he'll be like, I don't know why you feel bad. He was like, if they keep fucking with you, you got a right to go off every now and then. That's what they deserve because they keep coming for you. You're not bothering nobody. You know how I sit over there and be minding my business, and people will be making
You don't
streams
feel
and
no
talking
type of
shit.
way when you just get full blown. You know how I say when you get mad, your voice get deeper. You be sounding like Mia X. He don't.
Um,
You don't look at that like that one stream where you had got on. I forgot who you was going at. You was going at somebody. I forgot who it was.
No, you know
you
what it
almost
is?
you went from Mia X to DMX on that one. I was like, God damn. I was
I
sitting
had
there
got
thinking like, ooh,
because
I know her
like I
man be
said,
I know her man be catching that when he forget to wipe the counter off. I know.
don't play with me. Me and Curlin have barely had an argument, and
I know.
I don't hit Curlin with none of it because he
I
ain't
know.
going.
It's
I know
hard.
he don't play that with me. He
It's
ain't
hard.
going. I
I know.
wouldn't want to do that though. I would never want to talk to him like that. But with the person I went off on, if I've gone off on anybody, they had it coming. Like I don't mess with people just to, you know, unless it's you, but you ain't nobody.
What? I was reading the comments. I wouldn't even telling you the truth. Christopher B says knowingly stepping out of bounds based on your degree of niceness, essentially an ongoing structural integrity test of your masculinity. Right on, right on. Yeah, that it's a lot of that going on. And I do want to point out that, when we're talking about dudes being weak, I mean, it is a such thing as dudes being weak. I get that and I understand that, but we do need to put a spotlight on what they're calling weak. Quite often, the guy who's getting branded with the label of weak, he's getting branded with that because he's very giving to that woman. He loves that woman.
Oh, that's
Her, yeah,
interesting.
he wants to
That's
treat her
real
right.
interesting.
Wants to give her what he wants, even if he wants to do A, B, and C, and she says no, I want to do X, Y, Z, and he will logically know A, B, and C make sense, but she want to do X, Y, Z. He want to see her happy, want to see a smile on her face. He give her X, Y, Z, and instead of her saying, this man really loves me, he gives me what I want, even when it don't make sense. She's sitting there thinking, I just punked that nigga. I could run him. I could tell him what to do. But now he's a weak bitch nigga who lacks masculinity now. And now she just gonna run him and treat him like shit for the rest of the relationship. So when they talking about dudes being weak, let's understand they're talking about somebody who's trying to treat them right for what he think is right. He don't understand that treating them right means no, bitch. I said we doing A, B, and C. You take it or leave it. There's the door, or you follow me. So the dude is really not weak. He just got misinformation. So I can't just go with that and say that he's weak. He got misinformation about women, but they want to call it weak because he's giving them what they want.
That's not good.
Here, y'all hear the moment of silence she over there having. She
I'm
got
not having anything. I'm just saying,
nah,
like, we know how
trying to adjust. She's trying to adjust her wig and figure out how to get out of that fuckery.
I don't even have on a wig, Bernard. I at least I have my edges, but every time you bend down and I see that space on the side of your head,
Oh
I
wait, hold on.
always feel so bad for you.
Let's explore that. You talking about right that one? Hold on, it's reverse. You talking about right here?
Yeah, buddy, it's going back a little bit further and further, man.
No, with that
You
space.
need some hair growth oil?
No, that the hair won't grow right there. That's not me losing my hair. That little spot. That's
When she went upside your head.
No, when I was yet a child, maybe 3 years old.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Lean your head back over, Bernard.
Where, this way?
The other side. Why does that side look more filled in than previous days? Did you dye your hair?
I don't dye shit. What you talking about? You talking
I
about?
see. Okay, I see the spot over there. I see it. There you go. There you go.
No, that's not there. I cut my own hair, so I got little tactics to cover that up. And some days it work better than others. I got my tactics because all you got the hair behind where it's going bald. You just got to grow that a little longer and then slick it down with Murray's grease and it'll cover up the bald spot. I got my tactics.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, it looks a little bit more filled in today.
That's why some days you can't see that and some days you can. So, but when I cut my own hair, sometimes I'm like, oh, shit. All right, I'm gonna have a little spot right there for 3 weeks. But anyway, yeah, it's no big deal. I work around it. I cut my own hair. But that little spot, where is that at? That you can't see it right now, but it's like a little bald spot right there. That happened when I was a kid. I fell asleep with some gum in my mouth and it just stuck right there through the whole night, and they had to cut it out, and the hair never grew back right there. So that's what that was. No, don't nobody have a natural bald spot in one spot on the side of their head. You can't have a natural bald spot right there. That's
I wasn't sure. I just knew it was some gone, and I was like, what happened? Or it was filled in a little bit more than normal.
yeah. Like whenever I cut my hair, that spot show up real good. But you can barely see it right now. If I grow my hair to the right length, I can cover up that bald spot, and I got tactics of covering up this bald spot, this little bald spot right here, and I'm getting a little light right here. So yeah, it is what it is. I'm damn near 40. I'm hanging in there though. I'm hanging in there.
Are you gonna let it go? Or are you gonna be one of those guys that try to hold on for as long as possible?
If it get too bad, I'm cutting it all off. I'm cutting it all
Oh
off. I don't
man.
like wearing hats. I can't be like you with something on my head all day. Even though you said you don't got no hair, no wig on right now. You just walk. What you rocking right now? You got cornrows on half, and then like
No, I am actually rocking. No, sir, I'm actually rocking a blowout.
You rocking a Julio?
No, sir, I'm rocking a silk press.
Who was that in the chat that was that Mystical that used to braid half his head and then had the braids, out on the other half? Who used to do that? I can't think. Y'all let me know in the chat.
I don't listen to those ghetto
I'm talking to the chat right now.
Did you see Black Wolf's comment? He said, I got a cafeteria lady haircut. Really, Black Wolf? I hate him. Did he really say that? Black Wolf, you keep it up. God damn it.
You got a cafeteria lady.
He said I got a cafeteria lady haircut. Really?
I don't even know what that looked like, but it's funny.
I can't stand him. Oh, Fantastic said that was ODB. Yeah, that's who it was.
Okay, there we go. I couldn't think of.
Did you say Mystical?
Mystical. Somebody used to do that. I couldn't think. I didn't know if it was Mystical, Coolio, Old Dirty Bastard. I couldn't think of who used to do. Yeah, R. Kelly did it for a minute. Yeah, but that's how I envision Sister George sitting there with, she's got some set it off cornrows, or sometimes she get like some AI Carmelo Anthony's going on back there.
No, sir. Curlin does not allow. I'm not even allowed to wear wigs, honey. Trust. We went through hell about that. Oof.
No, we already unearthed. I got you to fumble, stutter, admit that he's cool with however you rock your hair, but you trying to get your hair right. You trying to get your natural hair right for the manosphere when you cam up. That's what
I'm already cammed up with my real hair.
I know, but when you're going to make it a normal feature on your show, you got to have it right. And you're
you know what? I think
you said you was trying to do like a big chop and then grow it back so you can start it out good and make sure that your natural hair is on point for the manosphere.
My hair. Let me just tell you this, Bernard. I have wonderful hair. Like, I have really great hair. I'm not going. That's not a front. That's no cap. But it's not.
Why you got a cap on your head in that picture then?
Because I had it pulled back in a ponytail and I was in casual clothes.
Some AI braids.
No, I had it in a ponytail, my ponytail that actually swings. It's a ponytail, not an onitail. It don't sit on top of my head. It actually has body to it when I walk.
Ponytail?
Yeah, a ponytail is like the little stump on a chick's head that she can't really get it, and it don't swing, it don't do nothing, it just sit there like stuck. I had a hat on that day. I was running errands, doing whatever. I was in the studio, doing some voice work and stuff. So, yeah.
What you say? I wasn't listening. I don't be listening to you.
Why do you be tuning out on me? Like I'm your guest host today. How you doing?
I be tuning out on you because you talking. That's why. But what did you say? Say it again. I'm listening now.
No, I was in the studio doing some voice work. So
doing some voice work. What is that?
Yeah. Like setting up commercials and stuff like that.
Like for who?
A radio station locally here.
Somebody is using your voiceover work for the radio station, like you reading off commercials?
Yes.
I mean, you got a face for radio. That much is true.
You ain't shit.
But
you got the hair for it too, bro.
Ain't nothing wrong with my hair. I'm hanging in there. Get out.
Sure. Man, I'm literally hanging on by a thread.
I know you ain't saying anything. You the one got a needle and thread your damn wigs onto your head. Don't tell me my hair hanging on by a thread. You got to. All right. All right. Well, we 2 hours in. All right.
Damn, I've been up here that long. I got to go,
Well, no,
man.
I did almost. I think I did like 40 minutes by myself. You've been on here with the fuckery for like an hour and 20 minutes or something like that.
Don't fret. I'm a good co-host. So
You did good.
I got
did
you some
good.
money today. You
You
know.
did good. You did good. You did good.
Mhm.
I'll give you credit. You flew in on your broomstick
I'm about to fly on up out of here and go
and
cast some spells today. I tried to cast some money spells, so I hoped it worked.
yeah, we got fantastic in the building. What's going on, man?
Yo, what up, bro?
What up? What up? What you got?
Fantastic. What up, bro?
Hey, I can't complain, man. Yeah, man. We got. You did shout out to us dark skinned folks that got good hair. Niggas don't believe that that you can be dark skinned with some other than that
Uh,
goddamn that slave shit.
Fantastic. You talking to me and you. This is not a Bernard conversation. Bernard really
Oh,
is,
come on,
his shit
man. Come
falling
come
out.
on, come
Every
on,
time
man.
he brushes it, man, it's just falling out. So,
Come on, Bernard
you
hanging
know,
in there, man. Bernard
Yeah,
is in the
by a
almost 40 club,
thread.
and Bernard got at least 90% of his hairline, baby. We in there, baby.
right on.
Hey. If you over 75%, bro, you over 35, bro, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. To the point. Listen, Sister Joyce, I'm gonna need you to stop with the bullshit. Listen, man.
What I do
Bernard was
now?
exactly right. Listen, if it ain't in her, it ain't in her. If she for the streets, she for the streets. She's never gonna fucking calm down. She's never gonna be submissive. She's never gonna just turn that switch on, all this other thing. And from the thing you're saying, you can look at some chicks that you've dealt with in the past, and look at the dudes they try to get to either be replace you or to try and say just for the sake of saying they got a nigga, and then you see they go totally the opposite of you if you're too dominant. That's the main thing. Because I've seen that with females that I dealt with where, like, if I was dealing, of course, only if I was dealing with a serious relationship, every dude after me was extremely a beta dude because I dared go against her, being masculine. You're young, you know what I'm saying, you think you know what I'm saying, bitches is cool. That shit is fun. Deal with a crazy bitch or whatnot, what have you. But the older you get, you understand that shit's just a never ending headache, so you leave it alone. But when you come to challenge her and then you finally get tired of saying, look, bitch, I ain't about to be doing on them, Monday Night Raw with you every night. I'm out. Then you see her pick dudes that she knows is going to be easy for her to run over, whether it be financially, whether it be personality, or a combination of the two, or many other traits. And your thing too about fuckery. Come on, man. Men are not made to clean. Okay, that's what women and children are for. Okay, that's what kids are for. I made up a song for my son. Let him know. I need you to go get that. And we all the same age. Hey, you remember this shit?
Well,
Hey,
I
come here.
I pay 60% of Curlin's bills, so no, I'm kidding.
I don't give a damn how many bills you pay. Goddamn it.
I don't believe that one
Gender
bit.
roles.
I don't-
Gender roles will always be the same thing in the black households, ma'am.
I'm so glad Jessica X is up here so she can put a stop to some of this BS that's going on. Hey, Jessica.
I had to come up to ask you, do you really use a broom? Like, I'm confused if you're trolling or you guys really use brooms.
I use a broom to sweep. Jessica, what do
Yeah,
you
you usually use a broom for the kitchen because the
She's
kitchen
talking
don't got
about
carpet.
she's talking about the witchcraft things and stuff for people who wasn't here earlier. I got her to formally admit that she is a witch. She tried to backpedal, but she admitted it.
Oh
She's a
no.
witch, and she's trying to figure out that do they actually do
Spiritual,
something with
not
broom.
when
a
you
witch.
when you astral project, you don't have to use a broom. You just go. But you do have women who will buy brooms for, and I really don't understand what the brooms are for, but you do have some that do. That's true. They do buy, with brooms and witches. Yeah.
Hey, y'all go learn. Keep playing around. Keep playing around with that shit.
Astral projection is something I think that
What
happens
is
to a
hold on?
lot of us, though.
What is astral projection? Explain that.
Okay, so you have certain realms of sleep that you get into, but when you astral project, you are in a certain realm of sleep and you're able to, it's like
Your
your
spirit
soul
leaves your
kind of leaves
body,
your body and you
and you look at
fly
yourself and
around.
that type shit, and you move
Yeah.
around outside of your physical body.
Do you
Yeah.
know what? I heard that I can I can learn to astral project, right?
Yeah,
So I heard
it's true.
this thing is called lucid dreaming.
Yep.
So it's like when you're dreaming, but you know that you're dreaming,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
I thought that's how everyone dreams. So when
No,
I'm
No,
No,
dreaming,
Piscean
I
woman,
know
you're
that I'm
probably really good
dreaming.
at it.
no.
now there's some
Listen,
people you can. My
whenever
bad, Bernard. Go ahead.
whenever I'm dreaming, it don't matter how crazy the dream is. I could be running, getting chased by a pink elephant in a goddamn flying circus clown. It doesn't occur to me that I'm dreaming. And the second I figure it out that oh shit I'm dreaming, I wake up instantly. I did actually do some research on lucid dreaming because I think it'd be the coolest thing ever to actually be dreaming and know that you're dreaming. Then you could go and have sex with Beyonce or something, do something goofy or wonderful. But so that's why. So I did do some research on how to actually make that happen, how to learn how to relax and calm down after you figure out that you're dreaming, so you can stay in the dream and then go walk around and I don't know, fly to the moon or do
Sounds
whatever.
like
But yeah, the
witchcraft to
lucid.
me.
But no,
Nah,
it's
the
just
lucid
dreaming.
dreaming.
It's just
The lucid.
dreaming, and you don't know that you. I mean, it's just dreaming, and you know that you're dreaming.
No,
But
no, no. Lucid dreaming is not just knowing that you actually being able to control your dreams, like you
Right.
said.
So
So
that's it.
yeah, it's not just knowing that you're dreaming. It's
If
like
I
you
don't
being
like
able.
something, I can change it. So
Yeah,
I
exactly.
can change the direction because you know you're dreaming, so you can sort of affect the outcome. So say I'm in a situation that I don't like, I can direct it to something else. But I thought
Or
everyone could do this in their
no,
dreams. It
hell
was
no,
no.
only a
Mm-mm.
few weeks ago that I found out, and then I got creeped out because I thought it was like, no offense, I thought it was like some witchy stuff, so I got creeped
It
out.
is.
No, but then when I researched it, it said that there's just a certain part of my brain that's more aware when I'm
Active. Yep.
sleeping. Yeah, it's just active.
The whole thing with a lot of stuff that's labeled as witchcraft. There's so much witchcraft in the Bible, it's ridiculous. It's a lot of stuff that's labeled as witchcraft that are powers that we all naturally possess as humans, but we don't know how to tap into everything. Being able to lucid dream is a thing though, and that's you actually astral projecting, but they would call that witchcraft though.
there's an actual scientific. If I understand the astral projection thing right, there's actually a scientific explanation for it, where it's like a part of your brain. Like if you can if you're in the hospital, your neurologist is they could stimulate a part of your brain, and it will make you feel like you have left your body, or you'll be able to see yourself what you're doing. It's something like it's a part of your brain that controls the. Even though you can't see yourself, it's a part of your brain that controls the image of yourself and where you're at in space and time, so to speak. If to explain it the most kookiest way possible. I don't really know how to explain it, but they can actually induce that. They can stimulate a part of your brain. And if they could do it in a lab, that means it's a natural explanation for it. And so sometimes people will experience a rare natural phenomenon and they'll think it's something supernatural going on. A lot of times that's what actually happened with the whole uh,
Mm-hmm.
astral projection thing.
Yep.
So
But
that's
that I don't do. That I don't see myself sleeping. Like I don't see myself
yeah,
outside of
people
my body. That I don't do.
yeah, people be thinking that they died or they soul left the body and they looking down at the body and then they start looking up like they going like they think they about to go to the light or something, but it's a natural explanation for that. But it's weird. It's weird. I don't know how we got here because Sister George wanted more
She's a witch. She's
yeah,
a witch.
Miss X wanted more explanation of the witchery. Is this sole provider in the building? Okay, we got a formal resident nerd about to weigh in on this. Okay, cool. That's what's up. But shout out to Snuggles. He said the dark skin delegation in the room. Let the games begin. Leo Anthony in the building with a super chat. He says, take K Michelle for example. She's never going to be submissive to any man unless it's Barack Obama or Jesus. But even then, I think Jesus would be caught crying out to Jesus to get out of that shit. But anyway, he says there's too many men. She had to any man, she's too broken. Shout out to Leo Anthony on that one, and anybody else. If I miss your super chat, I apologize. I think that was the last one. All right, go ahead, Soul Provider. What you got?
Yo, what's up? Sister George, I'm extremely concerned. So how many I mean, I just got a question. So wait, how many nigga spells do you have like at the ready? I mean,
how many what?
How many nigga spells do you have? Like, how many nigga spells do you have ready? In case something happens to Curlin or some shit.
If something happens to Curlin,
yeah, I'm just asking, like, how many spells do you have?
You are a good witch, right? You're not a bad witch.
Yeah, I'm a great witch. If I was one, I'd be a great one. But
you gotta start doing like spell streams and stuff, like all that witchcraft streams.
Oh, not over here. You know how you guys are when you get to
I ain't fucking with that. Plead the blood of Jesus.
She got a separate channel for all that, man. I know she.
Yeah, I would never. You know, when you get into religion and God and stuff like that, people's beliefs are everybody's beliefs are all over the place right now. So a lot of stuff that I say may sound crazy, but you know, looking back on a lot of stuff that we've been taught, I look at a lot of that stuff as crazy now. Not, you know, like the concept of heaven and hell is so interesting to me. Because like, you know, I used to believe in the concept of heaven and hell. But then if you dive off into the spirituality sector, they'll say a whole soul is a full soul, like balancing your light and dark side is a whole soul. And they say a whole soul is a happy soul. But when you're not balanced and you're thinking that you're going to hell for lying, or you're going to hell because you didn't turn in your homework or some stupid shit, yeah, you know how much pressure they'll put on.
So do you have a cloak in your closet, or like a couple cloaks and robes and shit?
No, I don't have to do all that. I can just walk around in regular clothes and still perform my rituals.
Wait, you celebrate Halloween then?
No, Halloween is a celebratory time for witches, I guess. But
Halloween is for the posers. They do that shit for real. They don't got to celebrate Halloween.
Yeah,
okay. I'm just curious here. I'm just curious.
With the throwing on your big nose and black hat, but you know,
like I do this for real. That's Halloween for you posers out there. But
oh, my bad.
What'd you say? Oh no, go ahead, Jessica, real quick. Go ahead.
I was going to say, going back to the whole submission thing. I was about to reset the conversation. Going back to the submission thing, I don't think it's not like a one size fits all. You know, there are some women who pick their match. They pick their match. So there are women who will be submissive to some guys, but be dominant to others. Right. So if you're presenting a certain sort of energy where you're going to let it happen, you know, put it this way, a woman knows whether or not you have standards. And if you don't have standards, she's going to walk all over you. Whereas if you have standards, she's going to know her role and stay in her place.
No, it depends on if she's a bitch or not. If she's going to walk all over you. A woman who's not a combative bitchy woman is not going to be a combative bitchy woman. I know ARC talks about women who will be sexually a sub for one guy and then be dominated by another guy. But if you're talking about the extent of a relationship, the long-term extent of a relationship, no, people are going to be who they are.
This is why I said this, not a one size fits all, because you have women who are going to be combative with everyone. You have women who are going to be submissive with everyone. And then you have probably, which is the vast majority of women who are sort of feeling you out and seeing your energy. And this is human nature, right?
Feeling
and this
out
isn't
seeing energy.
You know what I mean,
You're talking about the early stage of gauging a guy.
Even in the early stages, women do this.
In the early stages, it makes sense. It makes sense in the early stages, but overall, in the long run, I think people have a baseline with very small fluctuations.
So it's dictated in the early stages though, because women do it straight away. So I'm going to meet you, I'm going to see what sort of guy you are, right? And then she's going to think, okay, I can see that I can push the limits with this one. And so once that's established in the beginning, it's hard to turn back. The relationship's basically done because you can't try and enforce those standards down the line. It's not really going to happen.
Okay, so how many men have you met that you say, oh, that you said to yourself, okay, I can push the limits with this guy. I can be a bitch with this guy, and you continue to go ahead and be with him and be a bitch because he was not
No,
that pushy.
I
He was
wouldn't.
very giving and very nice. Oh, you wouldn't do it. Why?
No, but that's me because I'm not attracted to that sort of energy. So I want
Ah.
a guy who has standards and who has that dominant energy. But then some women are going to play with that, especially here's the thing you have to realize not all women are always going to be looking at you as long-term options. You have women who will be just testing you, see what they can get out of you, and then move on to their long-term options. So every woman's mentality going into it is different.
Oh no, I know the mask is on and there's fluctuations early on when you first meet somebody, when they're at that early stage. But what I'm saying is people are going to regress back to the mean. So we end up in a place where we're gaslighting men and got men thinking that if this chick that he got with is out of pocket, it's because he's not doing something right while he's with her, where the only mistake that he actually made is being with her. It was nothing that he could have did early on that could have made her transform.
And here's why I said that it's not a one size fits all, and we can never talk about this in absolutes because you have some men who are doing everything right, and the woman is just a bitch. That's how it is sometimes. She's just a bitch.
Exactly.
You know, ignore her, give her no attention, and move on.
Yep,
but then sometimes you have other guys who aren't enforcing their standards, other guys who will let their standards slip. And it's like, you know, the saying, if you give somebody an inch, they'll take a mile. And so sometimes
if they're a bad person who takes from people.
Right, but that's human nature. We find that in people all the time. Men take advantage of other men in that way. Women take advantage of other women in that way. People do that all the time. It's not a nice trait, but it's human nature. So we need to realize that that happens. And that's why, listen, you always have to keep your standards. Don't budge on it. That's the only way that you're going to stop that happening.
Oh no, I'm not talking about how a guy can prevent it from happening. Like I got that part, I understand that part. Like that part, hopefully most men listening got that part figured out. The only part that my biggest objection to what Sister George is saying and what you're saying is that there's an embedded implication there is that a woman's character for the extent of a relationship is contingent upon what that man is doing and not doing or allowing or not allowing. I don't buy that because even if the guy doesn't allow it, but the woman is on her BS, she's going to fight and give that man pushback. If she's not fighting and giving him pushback, she's just not that type of chick that fights and gives a man pushback.
Well, but then why are you with her anyway?
That's not the point. We're not talking about that part. That part, once the guy figure out himself and know what he does and where he's at and what he will and will not accept and will not tolerate, he will get to a point like I got to a point where I'll never deal with a woman like that again. Now I figured that out throughout the course of my marriage. I will never deal with a woman like that again.
Yeah, but where does afternoon, everybody, and
afternoon.
Obsidian.
Pardon my abrupt jumping in here. I just want to make sure okay. So are we talking about the occult, or are we talking about casual sex in Black America, or are we talking about the role to the extent there is one that non-select guys have it? I'm trying to understand what we're talking about here.
All of it.
We've been back and forth. I suppose now we're on
submission.
Bernard?
I was trying to probe her on her being a witch, but yeah.
I mean, it's been so many topics. Jessica X just took it back to something that Sister George was saying. Sister George was making what I consider the standard BFF, the standard fuckery argument, where they make it seem as if a woman is it can be night or day or change or got large fluctuations in how she can act throughout the long term and course of a relationship when it comes to being submissive or not submissive. And submission is closely connected with being feminine. So a woman, hold on. The argument goes that a woman over the course of a long-term relationship, she can maintain a certain amount of femininity and submission if the guy is doing hold on
stuff that I didn't say in there.
Okay, all right, well,
a woman knows who to play with. That's what I said.
Yeah. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Hang on. Okay. I want to make sure I properly understand where you're coming from, Danielle, on this. So that we're clear. Please make it clear for me. What is your position so that I can clearly see how that differs or not? I understand Bernard's position. I want to deal with all of that, but I want to understand your position clearly. So could you please lay it out?
Okay. A woman knows if you're a pushover or not. She knows if she can get away with certain things with you or not.
That's it?
Yeah, like I said, a woman knows who to play with. She knows what she can get away with certain men. She knows if she can talk to you a certain type of way, she knows if she can get away with it. She knows if she treats you a certain type of way, she knows what she can get away with it in that aspect.
Whether or not she oh, go ahead.
Let me finish. If you have like a dominant personality,
right?
So if I know you have a dominant personality, then I know not to approach you with a loud voice, or I'm not going to approach you like I can dominate you or like I can talk to you crazy because you have a dominant personality. Or your personality is more dominant than mine. And I feel like men and women, we know what we can get away with certain people. That's as clear as I can lay it out.
Okay.
But I'll just briefly add to that is that when it comes to somebody knowing what they can and cannot get away with certain people, whether or not they actually try to get away with it, whether or not they try to push that envelope, whether or not they try to be a bad person or a bitch with this person who they know is going to take it to some degree, that is contingent upon their character and whether or not they're a bad person, a bitchy person, an out-of-pocket combative person. That's what it's contingent upon, because some people could realize that about somebody but still not take advantage of them. So the taking advantage part is contingent upon whether or not they're a bad person. And it is my argument that a bad person will be a bad person. Just give them enough time. The bad person is going to come out.
All right. So here's what I want to do, if I may. Okay. Let me go to Danielle's argument first. I don't disagree that women, in this case black, will suss out which black men they can play around with and which ones they can't. We agree on that. The problem I have with the argument isn't that. It's this. Those same black women cannot then, let's say the black woman gets with a black man she considers weak, a dupe, etc. Fine. She then cannot complain that she got a weak, ineffectual, incompetent man. She sought out a weak, ineffectual, incompetent black man precisely so that he would be better to manipulate, push around, control, cajole, shame, guilt, which is okay with me. I'm okay with that. My problem is that same type of black woman now wants to complain that she got that kind of man. See, this goes to Bernard's point, which is this. If you disagree with what he's saying, what you're essentially saying is that black women have no agency whatsoever. See, this is the fundamental contradiction. I want to bring in Jessica on this, because there are those. Hang on, there are those who say that Jessica is kind of something of an attack dog for the black manosphere. Yes, she is, and here's the reason why. Because there are black women who want to be able to be in the public square. They want to be able to be in man world. See, when you're in the public square, that's man world. But then when they get that smoke, they want to retreat back to female world. They want to retreat back to the home. They want to be submissive. No. You wanted this. These are the rules. In man world, you got to get the smoke and you got to take all comers. That's how that works. If you can't take the heat, you get out the kitchen. See, the problem I'm having with this isn't that black women do what they do. The problem I'm having is that black women don't want to deal with the inevitable outcomes of doing what they do. That's the problem I got. If you want a weak, ineffectual man, then you have no right to complain about dealing with a weak, ineffectual man. That's what you chose. If you want to be in man world and bring the smoke, then you can't complain when you get it.
Hand it to me.
That's how that works. And see, the problem, this is where I agree with Bernard. The problem I'm having here is that a lot of black women, see, they want to be able to do what they want to do, but then they don't want to deal with the smoke. That's not how it works. If you're a bitchy individual, then you got to deal with the smoke that comes with being a bitch. That's just how that works. That's just how it is.
Shout out to Charles Merchant in the building. He says she wants you to believe that females are purely responsive shadows that have no accountability for its actions. Their entire makeup is merely a reaction to weak or strong men. That was very well said. That's what I was trying to say. That's what
I ain't got no problem with what Charles said there. But again, hold it. But in reality,
he agreed. I think he agreed with you. I think he would agree with you.
But here's the thing. Reaction is a choice. See, this is the problem that I have with a lot of black women. Not all, but the loudest voices in the room. The problem I have with them is they always want to frame it as if they never have choice. And it's only when they got to deal with the smoke. I'm sorry, you got to deal with this smoke. That's how that works. Come on in here and get this ass whipping. That's how it works. Get it over with. That's the way it works. So if you want to be with a man that don't expect much of you, do that. But then you can't complain that you with a man that don't expect much of you. You chose that man. That's how that works.
May I speak now?
Yes, please.
Well, hold on. Dollar Wash in the building with a super chat. He says some, but
that's
not
Dollar
most.
Will. That's Dollar Will, not
Dollar Will. I'm sorry. Some, but not most humans are exploitive, manipulative, con artists. People don't flip-flop on these core character traits. People differ. Thank you for that super chat. Dollar Will, not Dollar Washer. All right, go ahead, Sister George. Go ahead.
I don't really see a lot of women going around calling their men weak and calling them names and saying that they I don't see a lot of women doing that.
You've got to be freaking kidding me.
When black women, okay, we are in an online space, but when they're saying black men are weak, black men are this,
that's an interesting question.
They're talking about they quite often are talking about the men that they've been with.
Hold up. Can I ask you a question?
Right now.
Wait, Sister George.
Go ahead, fantastic.
So Sister George, you bring up a great point. So more often than not, we hear people say, "Oh man, this shit y'all talking about it in the internet. Ain't nobody doing that shit in real life, whatnot, what have you." But I would definitely beg to differ on this because I hear most of us know Facebook is the hood, right? Instagram is for, showing all the greatness and, the new car, the Gucci belts, all this shit. But if you want to get the hood shit, the real nigga shit, you gotta go to Facebook. And most of us
wait a minute. Let me say this because I think we're about to miss the mark somewhere.
Okay.
I'm saying women that are in relationships now and that might be with weak men or men that are less dominant don't really talk about how they're or I'll say this. If they display it in a way, that's one thing. But most women aren't running around here telling you that she has a weak ass dude and she's not putting that.
Yeah, of course, we agree with that. We agree with it currently.
But that was the point that Obsidian was making.
Hang on. Since you're bringing my name in it, let me be clear about this because I know where we're about to go with this. Look, we are talking about the public square as expressed in the 21st century in terms of social media. We are talking about black women who are the loudest voices in the room, making categorical statements about black men. As Bernard rightly pointed out, it invariably is about black men. These black women who are the loudest voices in the room in the digital public square have been dealing with intimately. So I say again, if the argument is weak, ineffectual men, my response is, why are you with a weak, ineffectual man? Why are you complaining in the digital public square about you being with weak effect, or just in general weak, ineffectual men? Because see, I agree with you, Sister George. Sisters that are with brothers that are competent, they ain't in the digital public square complaining about weak, ineffectual men. So what are we talking about? We're talking about black women who are with weak, ineffectual men, who can only attract weak, ineffectual men, who are surrounded by weak, ineffectual men. My question again is, why are you with such men? Why do you attract them constantly? Why are they always in your social ecology?
Oh, let me answer. Oh, let me answer. Please let me answer this. I think that when a woman gets with a man like that, it's because the man does like to be dominated. He likes to be dogged out and trashed, and that's why he sits there and he deals with her bullshit.
Quit talking about your. Quit talking
Wow.
about. Quit. I just want to. She talking about her personal relationship.
No, I am not talking about my personal relationship. Please do not disrespect my personal relationship like that. Because I didn't say that your woman likes to be with no weak man either. Don't do that.
Yeah, but hold on, real quick. Let me hop in real quick. Let me hop in real quick. Listen. And this is what I'm saying. Oh man, I gotta say this. They aren't even with those men. They're manless. Most of these women that are complaining about men are manless.
I agree.
And the men that they actually want, like Bernard said, because it's easier to get most brothers get caught off guard early in the game because you don't know female nature, you don't know what it truly means to be masculine or to be a man. So especially this is why you see the majority of these women talking like this are like, 30 and above, because like you said, they've already hit the wall or soon approaching, fastly approaching. They're past their the height of their sexual marketplace value. So now they have to start looking at men that, again, in your 30s as a man, you're just starting to hit your prime. And that's, what I'm saying, you're not even hitting your prime when it comes to finances or your or career wise. So these women come to find out that they did all this stuff to, possibly good men, the lame, the too nice guy. And it ain't just for the common man, like this shit has been said about Will Smith. This has been said about, certain athletes and people that make, hundreds of millions of dollars. Oh, Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. All of these things, right? These men that these women passed up for the quote unquote, whatever guy. You know what I'm saying? So this whole thing, what Sister Jordan, this is the question I was trying to pose to her. I'm like, you don't see women, like talking about this in real life? You don't see women in real life talking about and complaining about niggas ain't shit still, my baby daddy this, my baby daddy that, because I still see it whenever I go over looking on Facebook.
Fantastic. That's not the argument that Obsidian was making initially. Initially, what he said was that women are with guys and they like to sit in a public square and complain about the guys that they're actually with. And I'm thinking that he's talking about with in present day, not guys that they've dated before in the past. I think a lot of women will talk about men that they've dated in the past.
Well, of course, she wouldn't be dumb enough to talk about a dude she's with currently. Yeah, when she refers to it.
What I was like, I don't know women.
Hold on. But the 2 points don't have to be mutually exclusive. It's very possible for a black woman to be with such a man right now and be out in the public square doing the way that black women talk. They give you the impression that they're making a categorical statement when in truth they're talking about the man that they're with right now. And it's also true that they can do the same thing and be talking about the black men that they can only attract. But both have in common, it goes back to my question. Why are you with such a man? Why can you only attract that type of man?
That's all she can get. That's all she qualifies for.
Because
point blank period.
For a while, they enjoy dominating the man. It feels like a good time. It's
I think what Jessica just said is true. See, I think what
Yeah,
Mr.
but
Fantastic said
if
is true.
she
Hang on.
enjoys them,
Hold on. I think what Mr. Fantastic said has a degree of truth in it. That if for many sisters, that's all they can get. But I also think what Jessica said is true too.
you don't
There
think
are a
men
lot.
like to be
There are,
dominated,
there are,
Obsidian?
there are sisters. Hang on. There are sisters that like that. And
You don't think there are men that like it?
Where do you get this from?
Let me finish.
Oh, go ahead, Obsidian.
Let me finish. Yes, there are men that like it too.
Thank you.
So my position is, why are you complaining about it then? But see, those guys ain't complaining about it. It's the women that are complaining about it. Why are you complaining about it? You sought a weak man that you could push around. You got it. So why are you bitching?
I'm curious, Sister George. Where did you gather all this data that men like to be dominated?
I didn't say men like to be dominated, Bernard. So don't put that off on me.
I thought
don't
you said.
Put that off on. That's
Did she
not
say
what
that?
I said some men do like to be dominated.
Oh yeah, some. My bad. Some.
And that's what I said.
No, some. Okay, yeah. Where did you gather this data that some men like to be dominated?
You you do find some men who in a relationship, right? The dynamic they like is where the woman makes all the decisions, and for them it's like, okay, I'm on easy mode, sort of. You have men like that, but I think that's the far minority. But they exist, but it's the minority, right? You have the women who are complaining about these relationships because, like I said, you get into it and it's like a good time. I'm calling all the shots. He doesn't hold me accountable. I get to do what I want to do. I don't have anyone to answer to, but I still get the perks of having a man. So they feel like they're living the dream. And these women purposefully seek those men out for that reason. But then it flips.
But again, these same black would say, I got to go where the action is. I hear what Danielle is saying. I concede her point, but that's not where the action is. The action is these black women complaining about Dusty this. You chose them. So why are you complaining? I know the reason why. I want to hear them confess. Why did you do that? Why? Because you like controlling those type of guys. Well, that's the trade-off. You get guys that are less effectual, less confident, less ambitious, less industrious, less intelligent, less creative, less successful. That's the trade-off.
How did America turn into a
it goes to it was an article I read where Ray Alexander wrote something and he linked a video to it where a woman was actually talking about what they want. They want a high value beta male. That's what they want. They want I said a high earning beta male. They want a man who's earning a lot of money and can do a lot of the traditional stuff, but he's also a beta male who they can control and run.
Right. And it's an oxymoron because the two don't work that way. See, and this goes back to my question. Yeah, and I don't expect you, Bernard, Mr. Fantastic, or Jessica to know this, but Danielle knows it because we talked about it on the show Sunday. See, this goes back to my argument. And I think this goes round robin back to I think the non-select guy's role in the question of casual sex in Black America. So I don't have a problem accepting I'm a non-select guy. But see, black women clearly have a problem with accepting their average at best sisters. They clearly have a problem with that. And hang on. And see, that raises a really juicy question. If I'm the non-select guy and you're average at best, then what do you have to offer me?
Well, let me say this real quick because no, you got super chats, bro. I'll go after you do the super chat.
Well, yeah, Chef Turner in the building says Sister George tripping. I mean, what else is new? ARC in the building. I was almost scared to do this topic, ARC, because I knew it was going to summon you, and I wanted to save everything for tomorrow when me and ARC do a one-on-one on his new book, No Free Attention. But he says, BR, you know that many men involved in the BDSM lifestyle love to be dominated. And you know what? That's what kind of sparked my reaction to Sister George when she said men like to be dominated. I was thinking beyond the woman just makes decisions in the relationship. Because I mean, there are some relationships where the guy is competent and productive, but the woman, balance the checkbook and do some of the decision making. So if you when some people try to smuggle that into the woman dominating the man, I don't think that's necessarily the case. When I'm thinking of a woman dominating the man, I'm thinking it ain't just verbal, it's not it's physical, it's verbal, it's mental, it's all of that.
But we have evidence. that domestic violence is highest in Black America, and that it's equal when it comes to perpetrators. It's not just Black men beating up Black women, it's Black women beating up Black men too. So we can dispense with all the qualifiers and who shot John. We know what we're talking about here. Come on, this is a Black show with Black people. We all know what we're talking about. Yes, Danielle makes a point. Jessica laid it out. Yes, there are Black men who like being dominated, or put another way,
the word dominated just don't sit well with me, but okay.
And don't be out here getting pegged, man. No pegging.
Man,
no pegging.
Thank you, Fat Dad. I was trying to go there, but that's what I hear when they talk about a man like being dominated.
You got certain people. Yep, you got certain people in this space. Just saying,
a whip and a strap on. I'm like, no,
hey, no, sir.
Hey, and by the way, that is exactly how men think. But we're not talking about how men think. We're talking about how women think. And their idea of domination doesn't involve necessarily pegging. That's a male thing. In the minds of women, dominating is making all the key decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So what we're talking about here is, okay, you got that guy. Why are you complaining? You got him.
Well, hold on. Were you done reading? Yeah, read the super chat. Yeah.
He said there are tops and doms, bottoms, subs, and switches. And yeah, the switches is like I alluded to that earlier, and I'm familiar with that term because of you, ARC. The switches are the woman who might be a bottom for one guy or a top for another guy. So I gotta have a general understanding of that. It's crazy. I don't know how some guy like to actually be sexually dominated by a woman, but we get it. But shout out to ARC for the super chat. And once again, y'all make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. Me and him will be going one-on-one. Make sure y'all tune into that. I think that's all the super chats. Fantastic was trying to get in.
He said you missed it. He said she may not be for, I think, the stats or the STS, but she damn sure on the porch. That's from Dollar Washer.
Shout out to Dollar Washer. Okay, that one is gone long and a gloss forever. So, but thanks, Jessica X, for reading that one. Go ahead, Fantastic. You got it.
Yeah, man. Again, no pegging. Black men don't peg or don't get pegged. Okay. Yeah, for one.
We gotta get a hashtag for that one.
Black men don't get pegged. Okay, but yeah, man. Look, Obsidian. I'm just look, man. I was against this, and this is one thing that I know existed here, and from what I heard, or to my knowledge, ever even first hearing it, this whole non-select bullshit. Listen, no man is non-select, bro. No man is fucking non-select. You have a woman out there that you want that's going to want you. Again, there's this show. This is my reference.
Yeah, but again, what do they have to offer me? See, Black women have made this, and I think it's a very good thing. They want to know what Black men bring to the table, and they want specifics, details. I can come to them with a complete service record. I can account for what I've done over the past, let me see, I started working at 18, so you can do the math. I'm 52 now. I can account for what I've done, a full service record. I can give them details of what I bring to the table and give them projections for what I'm likely to do in the future. Now, what do they offer me? Can they give me an accounting of what they've done with their body for the past 20 years?
Well, that's the thing. That's your decision. If that, well, that's not.
Hang on. Can they give? It's a very simple yes or no question. If your relationship life, ladies, was a resume, what would it look like? For the ladies that make such a big deal about their educations, okay, we can look at the U.S. News and World Report college rankings, find out where your college ranked. We can look at the projections of your income earnings. They list all of that on the website. I would also require a writing sample. Can we get that?
A what sample?
A writing sample.
Like for a thesis or some shit, like a dissertation.
I would require a writing sample. Ladies that are highly educated know exactly what I'm talking about. Ladies that work in the corporate environment know exactly what I'm talking about. This is part of the resume process. Can I get that?
Well, again, if she's interested into you and that's who you're pursuing, yeah, she's gonna be willing to do it. The whole thing that I'm like, I guess people are missing is like reciprocity, man. Listen, I don't want no bitch that don't want me. I don't give a damn how fine she
I
is
didn't
or
say anything about that. I said nothing about that. This is very simple. I accept the rules of engagement. I accept. Now, what do you offer me?
well, usually we know that's just gonna be that good stuff that's pink in the middle, more likely than not. I mean, more than that is hard to come by. But damn, Bernard, I came in here. I didn't even know y'all was supposed to be talking. We supposed to be talking about getting this pussy. What's going on? We supposed to be talking about casual sex. I mean, nigga
It
out
went
the
it
cage.
went all over the place. It went all over.
Get out the cage, man. They let the lion out the zoo, baby. Let's, you know what I mean? Let's get into it. Shit.
Mr. Shane Vicious being petty. He said, "What up, City and College rank?" All right.
All right, that's a very good question. I'm glad he asked. I did not attend. I'm an autodidact polymath. And let me say this, Mr. Shane Vicious, and I'm glad that you posed the question because many black women would. If you're going to say that anywhere you went is better than I went, then I would agree. But then again, do you really want to punch down? What does that say that you did better than a brother that didn't go to school at all? So that still doesn't change my question. Where does your college rank? U.S. News and World Report, ladies. Where does it rank? I'm talking to the sisters that make a big deal out of that. I'm a PhD. Okay. Where did you go to school? What do you have to offer me? See, I find it interesting.
If she went to a better school, would that mean she somehow has something to offer you?
Yes.
How? Explain.
Because the better school, U.S. News and World Report, there's a number of different outfits that have offered and they've been around for many, many years.
Mm-hmm.
College rankings. The best known one is U.S. News and World Report's college rankings. They're very reputable name. They've been around for many years. And what they do is they let you know what each college in the United States ranks.
Mm-hmm.
And the better off ranking schools, yeah, they are better. They're better off in every.
No, we get to they're better, but I guess it's turning.
Yeah, what is it? Well, how does that benefit the one that kind of? But this is the thing, and this is the thing when you say that. If we're telling women we don't give a damn about how much money she makes, we don't give a damn about her degree, that's kind of it's counterintuitive for you to say what is your college rank, because if that's not something that's going to benefit you anyway, because I mean the only way that it benefit you is if whatever degree she got made her have, I guess, a moderate to high earning career or occupation. And then that totally tears down the thing about, well, we don't give a damn about you having a PhD. If you go what is your college rank?
Well, it does matter, and here's the reason why.
It's a gotcha argument.
No, it's not. It's a very objective one. Here's how it matters. Connections. See, the people that go to the better off schools have better connections. They can get more done. They can make more money. They know more people. They have more opportunities in life. That would be a good reason for me to partner with a sister that's got a top 10 university degree, because I have access to a social circle through her schools that have billions of dollars in endowments.
So networking is what you're saying. You're saying basically networking.
She offers.
So Obsidian, are black men hypergamous?
Don't say black men, because the argument Obsidian is making is a personal argument for him. So don't say black men.
I'm not making an argument. I asked.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is the question should be asked like this: Obsidian, are you hypergamous?
In this context, yes. Since beauty is not on the table, what does she offer to compensate?
That's the part that.
Oh hell no! Wait! Why is beauty not on the table? What happened here? What happened?
Because the argument listen, man. The argument is that guys like me have to. The hot chicks are not on the table, which I accept. Fair enough. So you have to go to another room. That's Alan Roger Curry put it. That's fair. So I'm going to another room where the women there aren't as beautiful. They don't have the beauty. So what do they have to offer?
But and that's what I'm saying. Why do you accept that? That's again, a wise man once said, "Black and ugly as ever." However, bro, I've seen plenty of fucking the short guy, the fat guy,
Oh
the chubby
shit.
guy
Here we go.
with the hottest of fucking chicks of like, whoa, how did he get her? You know, I'm pretty
But
sure
you know
you asked
what?
that question.
Just like we
Here we
say
go.
to women, you know, not all of you are going to be able to get the high value 6-figure man. I think men have to be realistic and say that not all of you are going to get the 9 out of 10
And
model.
I
Let's
agree. And
be
hold on, and I
real.
agree, Jessica. Jessica, I agree. This is what I'm saying though. But this is what I'm saying. Even though you can't, 8, 9s, and dimes are rare already. Like I would say they're like the 1 to 5% of women. 8, 9s, and dimes. Where 8, 9s, and dimes is universal beauty. Whether you speak English, Spanish, you know, Japanese, or whatever the hell you speak, you see, oh, she's a fine bitch. You know, yeah, you don't fucking say it. All right, she's that fine worldwide. No matter what continent you put her on motherfucking Antarctica, the polar bear is gonna be like throwing dollars. Okay, that's how fine she is. Okay, but this is what we're saying, right? There is an in between. You have your average at best, but then you got that sweet spot, which is the 6 to the 7. Again, if she's a 7, true 7, real true 7, hard 7, as to where no makeup, no extra this, extra that, she's a 7. That means if and when she tries, she could be a 7.5 to an 8. She could be on the cusp of that 8, 9 of dime realm. The ultimate thing is this though. I'm never going to take myself out of the thing. And I know I'm not saying I'm an individual. I understand that. But my philosophy as a man is this. I'm not going to settle for a bitch I don't want. I'm never going to be with the Quasimodo bitch with the humpback and the goddamn PhD. I don't give a damn about
That's not
what money she can bring.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
Obsidian
saying.
says he
You
deserves
say
a dime.
yeah, but no, he didn't say he deserves a dime, but he said he's taking beauty off the table. And I'm saying no man should ever take beauty off the table because again,
But he said,
that is the
but you have
starting
to
point for
remember what
every
he
man.
said. You have to remember what he said, Fantastic, when he was at the age of where he wanted to get married or where he would have married. He said there weren't any women that were attractive enough that was interested in him that you know, after the fact. And he said that women that wanted to get married to him, he wasn't attracted to enough.
Well,
But
even still now, I'm
but you
just
know,
saying, my bad.
but you know what's interesting about all this? Why can't we just have it just a simple? I offer this. Here's what I offer. I don't understand why we just can't do that. There is something about black women, and I've tested this on Facebook, where I asked the question: if your relationship life were a resume, what would it look like? I posted that in over 24 Facebook groups. Only one black woman responded. One.
You know why only one black woman responded, Obsidian? I wanted to tell you this so bad because we're in one group and I saw what you posted. You posted a dissertation. Most people don't want to read that much when they're in a Facebook group for entertainment. I looked at your what you call, and I was like, dang, he really thinks these people over here are gonna read all of this stuff.
I would expect that
Yeah.
of college educated black women. Yeah, I do.
Well, a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
do.
those women in that group are college educated, because
And
I've
I
been
do.
around some of them for years.
And I
I'm
do.
not just talking about that particular.
And these
I've
are
been
the
in
black
some of
women,
those same groups
and
for years.
these are the black women that make the biggest stink out of their education. So I'm expecting. See, here's the problem. Here's the problem.
Yeah,
Here's the
education for
problem.
school, not
Here's the
education
problem.
for entertainment.
Hang on. Here's the problem. Let's see that. Then that raises another question. What did they go to college for? Just to get a job, or did they go to college to live a life with a mind? What did they do it for?
To better their careers,
To get a
not to get
job.
on
To get a job. To get a job.
career, job, whatever you want to call it.
Because it's not a career. It's a job.
Obsidian, a job would be working at Burger King, but if she's
No,
working in a
a
white
job
collar,
would be
okay.
a job would be pushing a pencil as an admin. A job would be at best middle management. Most of those sisters ain't middle management.
I think what people miss is that when Obsidian make these arguments, and they could be long-winded arguments because the start of the argument probably started a year ago or however long ago when somebody was saying stay in your lane. Well, okay, what's in my lane? Okay, so you're saying if I'm non-select, I need to get non-select woman, so beauty is off the table. So if I'm not getting beauty, if I'm not getting good sex and beauty, okay, what do these women have to offer me? I know what I have to offer them because I'm a competent, productive guy. So they get in the majority of what a woman claims that she wants from a man, But he, as the non-select guy who's competent and productive, what is he getting that he could actually use? She could clearly lay out what he's getting. He's trying to get them to lay out what they're offering, and then in a roundabout way, it ends up being nothing. So he's just trying to get everybody to say the non-select woman offers nothing to the competent non-select guy. It's a long-winded roundabout way to a checkmate on the non-select woman is used. Does that accurately describe it, Obsidian?
I think it's pretty self-evident. I mean, think about it. Black women are very, very loquacious when they want to be. They can be long-winded. They can be very voluble. They can be very detailed. But when you ask them a straight-ahead, point-blank question like that, all of a sudden now we got every excuse in the book why they just can't just answer just a simple question. Very simple.
You should have asked it in that simple way. You probably would have gotten more of a response.
That was the
when
point.
I say
That was
you
the
had
point.
to scroll
That
up
was
about
the point.
2 or 3 times to
That
get to the
was the
bottom of
point.
the post.
That was the point. That was the point of the meme.
No, a meme isn't that. That wasn't a meme. That was a textbook, bro. I was like, why are you?
Oh man, I know old man had a Facebook page. I gotta check it out. I gotta see
Danielle.
what
I
it is.
say you had to scroll up 3
Danielle.
times to get to the
Danielle.
bottom. I was like, what? Nobody's
Danielle.
gonna read this.
Danielle, that was the point of the meme. Did you see it?
Which meme?
You didn't even see it.
No, I saw the post that you made about the
I asked
resume
about
thing.
a meme. Did you see the meme?
No, I didn't see the meme. I saw that long
So
dissertation though.
So you have to click. Since we're talking about Facebook, you see a picture. I always put a picture with my posts, and I always says more below. You have to click on it. So you completely bypass the picture.
Yeah, for the first time in my life, I completely bypassed the picture to see what you were talking about. I did.
And you're suggesting that all the other thousands of black women did the exact same thing you did.
I can almost guarantee it. It was that long.
So let me get this straight.
So I'm going to tell you. I saw the picture and the picture seemed interesting. I can't remember what the picture said. So it was like, you know how you kind of see. Let me help you. Let me finish.
Here, let me help you. The picture is very straightforward. Bernard, can I share this on the screen?
Yes.
Give me one moment. I'll dig it up for you and show you.
Please share the whole post. I want you to see the whole post, y'all.
Hang on. I'll show you the picture. Just give me a moment. I'll show you the picture and what it actually says.
But while you pull that picture up, Obsidian, I will attempt to answer your question. If we follow it to its logical conclusion, what the non-select woman will offer the non-select guy, if she has her head on straight, he will get cooperation in sex from an ugly woman.
Oh my god, that's horrible. That's a nightmare. That is a life of torture, pain, and just no rewards.
That's the honest answer to the question. That's what. Yeah. Or perhaps a cooperation in sex from an average at best woman, possibly. That's the answer to the question that nobody won't just answer.
Yeah, man, fuck that. No, man, that's torture, man.
Right. So here we are. This is what my post look like, and I added text, but this is the first thing you see. You see, this is a triptych. Okay, for those of you that don't know, you ignorant rubes. This is a triptych. It's a depiction.
My bad. Go ahead, see.
It's a triptych. It's divided up into 3 parts, and it's all to convey something. So the first picture you see here is a sister, look like she's in an office environment going over some papers. The next part says parts of a resume. You see the hearts there. You see what the constituent parts of a resume is. Then you finally see my caption. Modern women, if your relationship life were a resume, what would it look like? Very simple.
Mm-hmm.
And Danielle was telling us that college-educated black women bypass this to click.
Oh, no. Don't do that. Don't lie on me. I said people probably looked at that what you call it and post the whole dissertation that you posted behind that, Obsidian. Don't lie.
I'm not lying. I'm saying what you said.
No, post the rest of it. Post the rest of it, please.
But I asked you about if the argument is that it was too lengthy to read, you could get the idea right here. They say a picture speaks 1,000 words. That's right, right? Is that not so?
Not this one.
No, so you can't see where this is going.
When I read, okay, so if it was that simple on this then you wouldn't have felt the need to go into. Please post the rest of it. Please post the rest of it.
That's over on Facebook. You can find it. All you gotta do is
no. I want you to post the rest of it so they can see what I'm talking about. So you won't sit up here and say that, oh, they just wouldn't read this. No, they probably read
I didn't say anything about reading. I didn't say anything about reading. You did. I said the meme. The meme right here explains everything.
Yeah, but I want you to post the rest of it so people can see exactly what's what. Because when I say it was long, and so. When you get into those things, I don't think those types of things are necessarily appropriate for big Facebook groups. Most people in Facebook groups kind of like simple question and answers.
You're telling me that's not simple enough? What you're seeing on the screen there, that's not simple enough?
That was okay, but when you combine it with what you posted at the bottom of it, no, that was not simple. No, it was not.
Oh. What's funny, Obsidian?
No, I'm just
because he doesn't want to show that long ass post. That's what's funny.
No, I'm thinking that the whole thing is funny because I'm listening to you kind of yawning about in the background.
No, I mean, yeah, it happens when Sister George talking, but yeah. So
straightforward.
Go ahead, oh man, go ahead.
It's pretty straightforward, don't you think? I mean. The fact that, and then if you want to make it out that the argument is too long, too lengthy, too long-winded, too convoluted, well, how do we explain what happened on your own show, Danielle? It was a very simple question. What happened
on my show, Obsidian?
Pardon?
What happened on my show?
Well, I asked the same question. Well, I asked a similar question. And to be fair, it wasn't just black women. It was black men that couldn't give a straight answer. See, my point is this. In a very real sense, there is an imbalance here. See, a non-select guy can potentially bring more to the table for the reasons that Mr. Fantastic alluded to. He alluded to the late, great, notorious B.I.G. He could be fat, black, and ugly as ever, but still, he's talented, he's creative, he's loaded. But what can the average or best black woman bring to the table?
She can bring me my drinks as like a maid or like like a worker, but other than like being my old lady, nah, she can't do that.
Well,
she can be the help.
I think we should just be realistic about it. There's someone for everyone. I don't see us telling men who might be average saying that you shouldn't accept an average woman. How is that any different when we're telling average women that you need to be looking for the average man? It goes both ways. That's how society is set up. If you're a guy and you're, I don't know, a 5 out of 10, just overall, and you're looking for a woman that's 9 out of 10, you're going to be single forever, just as the woman who's a 5 out of 10 is looking for the guy that's a 9 out of 10 is going to be single.
Well, guys, hold on, Fantastic. The thing is, guys who are a 5 out of 10, a lot of them are going low and fucking 3 out of 10.
Exactly. No, that I don't agree with, but I'm saying you should seek somebody on your own level. But what we're saying here is, I can't do average. I can't do a 5 or 6 out of 10.
No. Well, no, I don't think that's that's why I'm kind of with you, Jessica.
I think Fantastic is saying that he's above average. He ain't going down into the basement to find.
Oh yeah, listen. And again, this is why I laugh. This is why I laugh at dumb niggas. This is why I laugh at idiots. Look, bro, I'm 6'5". I'm in the military, and I make a certain amount of money. We'll just say that. Okay, everything about me is motherfucking small percentile. I'm in well below like the 10th percentile of like people, like especially black men. So that's why I laughed at idiots like whenever they were saying what the fuck. I don't even worry about that. But the thing is this is what I'm saying. Even to the men that may not be that, I'm just saying, brothers got to get a certain confidence level. Now, just I am saying, I'm not saying, bro, you walk up and you know what I'm saying, you say you deserve a 10, a 8, 9, a dime. I'm gonna take this or nothing. No, I'm not saying that at all. But as far as settling for the boomquishas and the bitches that ain't got nothing to offer for the sake of it, no, you're a man. As a man, we get to do what. And this is the difference. Being that we're a man can supersede his attractiveness. He supersede his attractiveness with his income, with his ability to protect, his ability to provide, his leadership. Men can can shoot higher because we have more to offer than women, just in the physical or so on and so forth. A woman's supposed to be along for the ride. A woman's not supposed to be driving. So that woman, even if she's more attractive than that man, and we've seen it happen plenty of times. And again, it's not just a celebrity. You can just even use the celebrity aspect of it. A man is a whole lot easier for a man to get a woman that's far more attractive than he is handsome than it is for, you know what I'm saying, than the vice versa. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Because women or a man, I said that wrong. A man should know that he can get a woman that's far more attractive than he is handsome, than a woman feels like she can get one that she's more beautiful than he is handsome. That's what I meant to say. So the thing is, I'm not telling dudes to be unrealistic or whatnot, but I'm just saying, bro, this whole non-select shit, it's like a defeatist attitude, and it's gonna put you somewhere where you really don't want to be. If you're why be in a relationship with a woman you don't want? That's the worst thing in the world. That's the worst torture ever. If you're not attracted to a woman, as my bad.
And well, let me hold on real quick, Jessica. Let me say this real quick. I've said this before, and I've said it again, that most men innately understand how to stay in a lane. Fantastic alluded to it. We know that if we start making a lot of money, we can go up, or we can go up a few points. But most men tend to stay in their lane, because if we commit to being out of our lane, that means we're not going to have a sex life. And seeing as we really want a sex life, if we're 5 and the only thing we can get sex from is 5s, we gonna hover around there every now and then, get lucky, get a 6, but mess with 5s and 4s. Like that's where most dudes at. We want to have sex. So I don't think it's a major problem, guys not staying in a lane. That's why I always tell people Obsidian's arguments are very central to him, because he believes in for good reason, when he talks about how, you know, hard working, competent, and productive that he is, that it's certain things that he's not going to accept or tolerate from a woman, and her looks and all of that is something that he put in that realm. So I understand that, but I don't think it's an overall large problem that men are delusional like the average at best chick.
Well, we have evidence to bear that out. We don't have to go through all these long extraneous things. I mean, I think that whole incident pretty much put the kibosh on the notion that there are guys out there that are just as delusional. No, they're not. So now we move the conversation forward. It's a very simple question. If you're an average at best woman, what do you have to offer a productive, but maybe not be a leading man, but he's clearly productive? What do you have to offer?
She has to offer the same things that any other woman does. She has her femininity, her cooperation, her youth, her fertility.
She clearly does not, because she's
just not bringing.
Hold it. She lacks something fundamental, which is beauty.
So I know, but not everyone's going to get beauty.
So she has to compensate. What does she have to offer to compensate?
What if she's in really good shape, though? What if
well, we know that's not true for the vast majority of black women.
There you go. Yeah, that's
not true.
That's true. I think a lot of guys will compromise on the face of that body and looking good. You got a fat ass and all that. But
man.
Here's the thing. That's like
you can't compromise on the face of that waist. Fuck
no, I'm a face guy, bro. No, man, fuck that, bro. If she looking like TD Jakes Jr., bro, she can do for me, bro. I'm sorry. No.
Here's the thing. No. Isn't that the same argument where we have women saying, I'm not going to go for the average looking guy that isn't 6 foot, that isn't all these things, unless he makes 6 figures. So you're looking for them to bring something.
Are you honestly saying, Jessica, that there is a analog to me out there at, taking these positions? Is that what you're suggesting?
No, I'm not saying that it's happening on a high level, but what I'm saying is you're making the same argument.
No, I'm not. I'm
not talking about frequency here. I'm just talking about argument.
Number one, I accept that I'm non-select. We have an entire Our good friend Kevin is facing 2 lawsuits because black women can't accept that they're average at best. So right off the rip, the premise doesn't hold. The analogy doesn't hold. So
No, it does, because those women can't take it, right?
No,
Those women can't listen.
Hang on. Those women can't even accept that about themselves. I can accept myself. I can do that. So right off the rip, the analogy doesn't work. That's number one. Number two, I'm simply asking a question that black women have been asking for decades. I only flipped the script. I only flipped the script. What do you have to offer? Black women have been asking black men, what did he bring to the table for decades? I'm asking the only same thing. The presumption is that all women have something black men want. Well, we can take a clear look around and see that's not true. I am part of the largest cohort of confirmed bachelors in the United States. Black men ain't buying what black women are selling. It might have something to do with the fact that so many black women suck when it comes to selling themselves. They can't even make the case. They can't do it. They can't.
The part of what you're saying where I gotta grant that you have a point when and I've said this before, that the non-select guy, if he's competent and productive, yes, he's offering her something he's offering her far greater value than what she's offering. Even if she's cooperative and feminine, she's not offering a productive, competent guy beauty. I get that. So it really comes down to the question, are you the non-select guy who's competent and productive, his competence and productiveness, his money should be getting him something, maybe obviously not a 9 or dime or 8, but it should get him something better than below average. That's really what it would come down to. That if you're competent, productive, and you got your money right, and you're doing this, and you all of that in a bag of chips when it comes to that aspect of manhood, yeah, you should be able to get something better than some non-select, unattractive looking woman. Right.
But that's the point that I'm making, right? So for those guys, if you can compensate with your money, how productive you are, then that's not really you. But if you're a guy who's just an average looking guy, you make an average salary,
right?
There's nothing wrong with being with an average woman.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
I
agree with that 100%.
What about you?
Okay. But you still want that. You wanted the highest average bitch you can find. All right, always shoot for high average. All right.
You want the best average you can get, and that's why I'm saying if she's average, she's in shape, feminine, cooperative.
Yeah,
you're doing okay.
Yeah, but there's 2 problems with this premise. Number one, I'm not average. I'm above average. Number 2, most black women don't offer what you just said. Most black women aren't feminine. Most black women aren't being willing to be subservient. I mean, again, what do they have to offer? And why is it so hard to pull it out of them? If this were a job interview, how would it go? If this were their resume, what would it look like? How would they account for the gaps in their relationship life? How would they be able to explain that to the hiring manager? See, I talk in the lingua franca of business and commerce. And do you want to know what I've learned, Jessica, about a lot of black women? I'm talking about the educated ones. They don't know jack shit about business and commerce. They don't know a damn thing about it. They don't understand how the free market works, how market economies work, how economies of scale work, profit and loss, research and development, sales, marketing, quality control. They know absolutely nothing. You want to talk about relationships? This is a business. Relationships aren't business. Marriages definitely is. What do they bring to make it easy for a proposition to make it advantageous to make a merger, to do a deal? What tactical and strategic advantage do they offer? They can't even list it. They can't even list it. I can list all mine. I can run all the records for you. Not a problem.
All right. I think Sister George, you was trying to jump in and ask Obsidian a question. I don't know if you got that question answered in his diatribe there?
Yeah.
You kind of got it answered. Okay. All right. All right. We got 436 people in here. I almost don't even want to shut it down. It's
Oh yeah,
popping here a
a
little
lot of
bit.
people are quite interested. And I mean, when you think about the casual sex piece, Bernard, it really does raise a real question here, because if we're going to talk about the role that the non-select guy has in that, then we have to ask another question. Are black women worth their salt on the sexual market? And if so, how can we quantify that? How can we document it?
Yeah, that was the email I sent you, because me and you were trying to get a one-on-one today worked out, but one of the two ended up not falling through for whatever reason. But one of the questions that I was going to ask you is I forgot exactly how I worded it, but it was going to be something along the lines of is casual sex. I actually want to look it up, because it's a question, because I mean, you talk about the casual, I mean the non-select guy, thing. You talk about that all the time. And so the question is something along the lines is casual sex really an option for the non-select guy, however you define it? Because non-select, I just trying to figure out what he getting at when he's talking about non-select.
Is he still non-select, or is he above average now?
We all know what that means already. Why do we keep having to do this?
Oh wait, are you non-select or are you above average now?
Both.
Can you be both?
Yes. You can be a non-select guy and be very successful. Because in the minds of black women, I'm talking about black women, they make distinctions between the two.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Oh, that's what I'm saying. Oh, you letting the bitch control you, not you controlling the bitch.
No, I'm playing by the rules that they set themselves.
You said, you just confirmed what I said. Listen, you're not supposed to play by the rules.
I'm showing just how ill put those rules are.
Yeah, but you're just confirming what I just said. Why are you playing by the rules of the woman?
Because I want to show them just how bad it is.
How bad what is?
Just how bad their own rules don't even work for themselves.
But this is what I'm telling you. But real quick, this is what I'm saying. But this is how you can show them at the same way and win, and show them by showing them, even though by whoever the majority of their standards who would say that you're non-select, by getting a bitch that look better than them. That's how you handle bitches.
But I have another way. I like proving to them, to show them just how messed up it is. This is the reason why only one woman responded. Only one.
No, they only one woman respond now.
Because you're in a position to speak for all of them.
No, sir. I've been in Facebook groups. I've ran Facebook groups. I've posted in Facebook groups where I've gotten a lot of responses, so I know what people generally respond to in those sort of Facebook groups.
To be fair, I've had several posts on Facebook go viral.
Yeah,
so I know
you should know what people respond to,
and I know exactly what they don't respond to, and they don't respond to being asked a pointed question in a language and idiom that they all should easily understand. If your relationship life were a resume, what would it look like?
Yeah, you actually had that meme at the end of the long ass post, and so I think they looked at the long ass post and was like, "Fuck the meme." That's what I think.
Okay. Oh, and that plays itself out across Facebook. Okay, fair enough. I just find it fascinating that these related questions, black women look like a deer in the headlights.
No, I honestly think, like, if you had a discussion with women, I think women would actually be able to have a discussion with you about it. But the way you pose the question, like if you had just posted the meme, I think that would have probably fared out better than you posting the long dissertation and then the meme. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, well, what I'm saying is, we had a similar situation in your own backyard. Okay, what do you have to offer? You were a man among the ones that said I had to go out and find the value in a woman. That's not how it works in the free market.
That's not what I said.
Please rectify.
I said if you are seeking a certain, and it would be you seeking out whatever type of woman you want. You're going to, if you're the hunter, if you're the man and you're saying that this is the type of woman you want, these women are not going to jump in your back pocket because you yourself has identified yourself as non-select. If you are self-identifying yourself as non-select, then that's one, you're already putting yourself in a subservient position, saying that the woman is better than you because she looks a certain way.
I didn't say that. Now you're misquoting me. just because you're not select, just because you're non-select doesn't mean that somebody's better than you.
Okay. Well, if you're saying that you're non-select and you're saying that she's select, you are saying that she's better than you.
Yeah, the name in itself. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why
you're allowing yourself to read what you want to read. What I'm saying is, I'm taking the actual assortative mating argument, staying in your lane, seriously.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, but like I said, and
I'm actually playing it out in real time. So let's see what that looks like in real time, not just saying it in a throwaway line. Let's see what that actually looks like.
Okay, but are you winning? Are you winning though, Obsidian?
Am I winning what?
Are you winning playing by the rules that are disadvantageous to you?
Absolutely. I love playing games.
But how so? How are you winning?
I'm doing it right now by asking the questions.
No. The ultimate goal is not getting questions answered. The ultimate goal is getting the woman you want.
The ultimate goal for me is getting questions answered.
Oh, okay. Cool.
That clears it up because I remember I called it before and I said I wasn't going to let this exactly happen. When Obsidian started asking his very pointed questions, it turns into people trying to give Obsidian a free consultation in life and self-help or life coaching advice or something like that.
Well,
he's asking the questions just to get the answer, just to hear.
Okay, I'm just trying to make sure he good because ultimately, for the most men, like the goal is again a residual goal. And again, I'm not saying this, but I know how you niggas go. Oh shit, fantastic! Say he just about to put no nigga. You're a man, so you want a woman. So eventually you're gonna want some vagina, nigga. That's what I'm referring to. For you niggas that are gonna try to get me with the gotcha shit. Ultimately, all the fucking success and the shit you do is good for you to be a man, but being that you are a man, biologically you have things that you need to do with your penis, okay? And you don't want to use your hands for your whole life, and most of you niggas can't afford them those android sex dolls just yet. So being that is that way, you need a woman to help get that pressure out of your back. So ultimately, like at some point in time, a woman is going to be one of the things you're pursuing in life, even if just for the sexual gratitude.
Maybe it's because I like to express my inherent intellectual gifts and want to meet women in that way, and I find them wanting.
Yeah, this goes back to what I was trying to say is I actually think Obsidian's good in his personal life. He's just doing the intellectual exercise and trying to get the answer to the question.
Why the need to even speculate? Why not just answer the question?
I think I gave you the best possible answer that somebody could give. I shouldn't be the one to do it. It should be women. It should be women that give you the answer.
I'm not asking you personally.
Yeah. No.
I'm noticing the through line here, and this happened over on the breakdown show. Why the need to speculate and all this about what I'm doing? Just answer the question, man. I mean, let's turn it around. If black women said we want to know what black men, bring to the table, and we started going through all these changes, how would that be received? How well would that be received? We already know the answer to that question. So I don't see the need.
You making Bernard hair fall out some more. Look at him; it's just falling out on the table.
Why though? I mean, let's look at that. Why the need for falling out? All you have to do is just answer the question.
I done left you
Stop
alone.
making Bernard's hair fall out on that table.
All you have to do is answer the question. That's it.
The answer to the question, Obsidian.
No, I'm talking about the ladies. Why can't the ladies answer it themselves? They can talk about it.
They're not going to answer it, but if they answer it honestly,
why wouldn't they answer it? Why not?
Because they would have to tell you that the only thing that you get as a competent, productive, non-select guy is that you get hopefully cooperation and pussy from an ugly woman. They don't want to say that.
That was said too.
I said it. I said it earlier.
I don't think. No. You said something else. You said something else, Jessica. You said that all these other great things, and you didn't say anything about sex. I don't recall you saying that. But my thinking is this: well, We know that black women, as a general rule, don't have a great reputation for cooperation. We know that. So that's a tenuous claim at best. With regard to the sex, once again, if it comes down to casual sex, which is the topic of the show, well, how are we able to get a market valuation on that? How can we determine that?
The collective market value, market evaluation on black women's casual sex ability.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what it comes down to, I mean, okay. See, I'm trying to find some kind of empirical measures.
There's no empirical data on which woman has the best.
Isn't it interesting that the empirical measures we do have on black women, least married, most divorced, most baby mama, isn't it interesting that those empirical measures we do have that aren't very flattering, you know, the most obese, the most overweight, those, I mean, the least likely to get picked on all dating apps, including ones geared for black folks, black people meet. These are all empirical measures. So isn't it interesting that all the empirical measures that we can find and develop for black women all happen to be very unflattering? Where are the flattering empirical measures with regard to market valuation, with regard to their mate value, short or long term? Where is it?
Doesn't exist. L. Nixon in the building. He says, shout out to the panel, Sister George. Take it easy on. Oh man, sometimes Bernard gets treated like the moderator in the Biden-Trump debate. LOL. Thank you for the super chat. And I disagree with that statement. But Spartacus Jackson in the building. He says, non-select in regards to classically attractive man, high value in regards to resources and networks. This is not rocket science. Thanks, Spartacus Jackson. That's kind of what I knew Obsidian was gearing towards, but yeah, it gets confusing when he says I'm the non-select guy, I'm above average. But yeah, that's what he meant. He meant maybe probably non-select and would women would probably view attractive and everything, but he is a productive, very competent guy. So yeah, so he's a you know, guy has higher value in that regard. Yeah.
You know what I found very interesting, Bernard?
Mm-hmm.
I found to be fascinating. I got to be like Spock, fascinating. I found it fascinating that when I do ask the ladies who done, you know, let's be clear here, I only go after those who make a stink. If you're a sister just living your life and you just trying to get by, whatever, I ain't got nothing to say to you. I'm talking about the sisters who got all the smoke and make all the big noise, the loudest voices in the room, and they make their big productions out of their educations. And I ask them, okay, where'd you go to school? And they ask, why do you want to know? Well, I want to go and, you know, see where it ranks on U.S. News and World Report. They get very tight about that. Very tight. I mean, what person that goes to Princeton gets tight about where you went to school? Them asking you about that. When you want people to know that you went to Princeton or University of Chicago or Northwestern or Stanford or University of Pennsylvania? What person, you know, wants to hide that light under a bushel? Really? Where do you rank?
Hashim Nichols in the building with a super chat. He says there's no debating in a position of power, only rewards and consequences. Arguments are and exercises in futility. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. The RX-O says, greeting to the panel, Mr. Ali. I assume you're stating that these women are all talk and no action. It's the don't talk about it, be about it concept. Am I correct?
I have no idea. Say that again, please.
He's saying, I assume you're stating that these women are all talk and no action. It's the don't talk about it, be about it concept. Am I correct?
Oh, a lot of black women are definitely empty suits. And that's something else that I'm exposing. See, a lot of you don't know this. What I'm engaging is what's known as a Socratic method.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's a certain type of dialogue that you have that exposes the gaps in the reasoning of your interlocutor.
Yeah, I know, but for a lot of black folks, and we've been guilty of it on this panel, when you start doing that, people thinking you're talking about your personal problem, they start trying to give you self-help coaching advice and stuff. I did understand early on that you were asking a question that started based off this premise and then build from there and see where it logically goes. If this, then this. You know, so I understood that you were doing that, but yeah.
No, actually, that would be incorrect.
Okay.
if this then that, that's post hoc ergo propter hoc reasoning.
Okay.
So that no. What I'm doing to respond to your point about people, black people in this forum, automatically assuming that what I'm saying is personal, where we already answered that question. I started out with that premise. I already accept the premise I'm non-select. Okay, so with that being said, we move forward. So why would you want to go back to that premise that has already been established? Why?
Okay, I got a better understanding now. So yeah, it's just well, that's simple. You niggas love the troll, Obsidian. When you're talking intellectual conversations or anything when it comes to laying out train of logic, that's why they you ugly, you broke, you lame, you this. It's gonna always be the base level.
Okay, now to go back to Miss Sister George, her argument was the sisters in Facebook, these Facebook groups of which she knows them intimately. These are educated sisters that go there just to blow off some steam and have fun. That's fair. So where can we go to find their writings that show that they're just more than just blowing off steam? Is it on their personal Facebook pages? I haven't seen much evidence for that.
Why?
Yes.
Community college. I don't think that it's education, but that's definitely not going to be somewhere where you get
to. That's not even the point. But most people aren't going to sit around and write dissertations on Facebook. Period. No race of no black woman, no white woman, pink, blue, green. No woman generally sits around and writes dissertations on Facebook. Or actually, I actually do have some that'll write like in posts, but if you're not their friends, then you won't be able to see it. So that's one thing. Generally in Facebook groups, most women don't create long posts. They just don't.
But Sister George is right. Listen, I can attest to what she's saying. Niggas don't like reading. So I had this thing, and this what actually inspired me to start doing YouTube, because niggas will listen to you talk and do videos a whole lot easier than they will actually watch you read. And if you have a lot to say, people are going to be discouraged from really picking up on YouTube as far as posts go, because they have to do a lot of reading.
You know what? You're right, but only half right. So you're right with regard to black men. Black men read less than everybody else. There's actually black women who read more than anyone else. So again, this brings us round robin back to my question. I accept your premise, Sister George, that a lot of sisters just want to, blow off steam. Then show me the evidence that they have more to offer than just wanting to blow off steam that justifies them getting their educations. Where's the evidence?
In an entertainment group?
Oh, hold on.
Come on. Yeah.
Wait a minute. I just established that black women read more than anybody else. That's a fact. Essence, Pew. So again, asking for a writing sample wouldn't be out of the realm of
yeah, but if you're asking for people who are in an entertainment group to give you this dissertation, it's probably not going to happen.
I didn't say a dissertation. I said a writing sample.
Okay. Well, you do have some.
You do realize there's a difference between an essay and a dissertation. You do realize
essay, dissertation, whatever. It was
no. It's not whatever. There's a difference between an essay and
like essay, dissertation is
long.
You like his words on paper.
Long paragraphs without a lot of pictures. Most people aren't going to read that in an entertainment Facebook group that is dedicated to mating and dating and fuckery. Most people are not going to respond to those types of questions because it is an entertainment group for dating and mating and fuckery.
Okay, so
and fuckery should have probably
and fucking and fucking.
So my question is,
so that should have probably been like the first thing I said.
So then my question becomes, can we, on the basis of their Facebook pages, find evidence for them having writing samples, for them being engaged in serious thought and reading?
Hell no, man. You know that. Hell no.
Well,
stop it.
No, I disagree with that, because I do have friends who talk about all kinds of stuff.
What's the percentage? Hold on, wait. Sister George, what's the percentage?
I would say about 25%.
All right. So like I said, hell motherfucking no.
That's not a hell no. That's 1 out of 4. That's not
bad.
I mean,
ma'am, that's like you said.
No, but you're not gonna.
That means 75% of the people don't do it. That means 75% of the people, you're not going to be able to find it.
Yeah, but that's not saying that they can't or they're not capable, but we have to realize what Facebook is used for. With the election and stuff that just happened, I saw a lot of interesting posts where women did have a lot to say about whatever. But a lot of people aren't comfortable with writing a lot of stuff on Facebook because Facebook does expose how a lot of people think, what they're reactionary to, and people are becoming more cognizant of what they're putting out on social media.
So what you're saying is that you're saying the black women do have the capacity for it, they just don't want to.
I'm saying all women have the capacity for it. I'm saying that all women, all people are being more careful with what they put out on social media.
We're not talking about all people. We're talking about black women. They're not even all black women.
People in general.
Why are we talking about people in general when I make the premise
black women then. Okay, cool. Black women.
I said black women of a certain stripe. I didn't say all black women.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
Chocola S says, "Hi, brother. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that." L. Nixon back in the building with a super chat. He says, "Yeah, Athens put Socrates to death for using the Socratic method. People
actually, he was not put to death for that. He was put to death for speaking on the truth, and he was forced to drink hemlock."
People hate when you get the masses to reconsider social norms or learned behavior. Thank you for that super chat, L. Nixon. I appreciate that. Thank you for dropping a little bit of knowledge. Appreciate it. I've ran out of spit. I don't have any more questions to ask or to put on the table. We can pretty much wrap this bad boy on up unless somebody else want to we can get some last final closing statements in. Sister George, you got something to say?
I got some hair growth oil that is guaranteed to grow that patch back on the side of your head. It will cost you $1,000, but it will definitely 100% money back guarantee, Bernard. If you're looking, just let me know.
All right, cool. And in the meantime, you ought to be using that hair growth oil on them Allen Iverson braids you got under your wig. All right, go ahead, Obsidian. You got final words, Obsidian.
Yeah. So I mean, I just find it interesting, the period that we're in, that the conversation is moving ahead, and it's interesting to me to see various actors just holding on for dear life to stuff that we talked about years ago. I mean, talked about and largely have resolved, and they're still here, just holding on. I want to move the conversation along, move it forward. Okay, we are where we are now. Now, what do you have to trade with? And I find that a lot of black women don't have much to trade with, and in addition to that, don't even want to accept that they don't have much to trade with, to the point of threatening lawsuits. I just find that fascinating. No non-select guys doing that.
All right, we're gonna get last words from Jessica X, but since Ty City commented, Ty City, I got $300. Show us, go live tonight. Show us what's under your hat. Got $300. Show us what's under the hat, Ty City.
I'll add 100 to it.
All right, you got $400. $400. We can see what's under Ty City hat.
Hashtag stop hat fishing.
Oh no, I ain't say that. I ain't say all that.
Out the sunroof.
I want to see if you pulling up on the scene with your ceiling missing. All right, go ahead. Last words.
I do have one thing to say. What is up with Third Ward Colombian, man? I mean, what is this guy's problem?
I haven't been watching the chat. What's going on? Do I need to take a wrench? I will do it if he's been clowning that bad.
Not so much a wrench. I'm just trying to find out what is his problem. What is his problem with me? I would love for him to get on the line and actually, have a conversation.
Shit. Here I go, trying to hold me hostage.
No, not today. I mean, we can set it up.
Okay, all right, yeah, well, we can set it up. Okay.
I mean, I just find it interesting that his default setting is act like a child instead of being an adult.
I like the honesty, Test City. I like the honesty. All right, Jessica X, you got any closing statements?
No, not really. Just thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Fantastic. What you got, man? What you got?
Hey, yeah, man. Shout out to Bernard Riley. Listen, it's nothing more. I don't really go with the non-select thing, but hey, it for those that do, it's cool. But it's nothing more non-select than a hating ass fan nigga that stays in a chat for like almost 4 hours talking shit to somebody they claim they don't like. Just saying. Shout out to Bernard, man. You got it. Holla.
All right. That would be a good one. I think that with Ty City talking about there, City and come through to my channel as a guest. I think that would be great. Do Manosphere, the new Manosphere Part 6, invite Obsidian and go live and talk about it. I think that would be good.
Manosphere Part 6 with Obsidian and Jessica X would be lit.
I think just type. Well, I mean, hey, if you want to throw Jessica X in there, that's more the merrier. But I think Ty City and Obsidian, Mano, that will be good. That will be good. Yeah, that would definitely be good. Shout out to Snuggles. He says, "What did I miss in Bernard? You owe us 2 more hours now." Continue. No, the hell I don't. I got to get up and walk around and stretch out and go eat some spaghetti. All right, I'm about to get up. Hey, it's
what does JX wash your balls mean? What does that even mean?
What?
Okay, sorry. So what's his name? What's his name? This guy with the hat.
JX, watch your balls.
Tank Johnson says JX, wash your balls.
Oh God.
What does that even mean?
Tank Johnson, what you talking about, man?
Do you want me to have balls? I don't get it.
Oh gosh.
All right, yeah, we got to get up out there. I'd like to thank everybody for coming through. Not Jessica, Sister George, I do gotta begrudgingly thank you. You did hop on today and was a de facto co-host. That wasn't planned, even though I've been plotting on doing this show with you, but you kind of just barged your way on, apparently. Just on the
don't act like you ain't
you just barge in. You just barge in on the strength of your fuckery, and then just become a part of the show.
I'm gonna fly off on my broom on that note.
Yeah, and fly the hell off on your broomstick.
You used to remind me of brother and sister.
Shout out to Ty City. Says, uh-oh. There you go. Who's gonna do it first? We gotta get a pool on that one, an over under. I got my money on Ty City on that one.
Don't hold your breath.
Oh gosh.
Ty City taking the hat off before Jessica scam up. All right. That Jason Black to he said to Cynthia G said, "I'll show you my face when you show us your edges." But anyway, all right, we out of here, y'all. Peace.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.